Hi, this is Jordan Henderson, and you're watching Team Kop-ish.
Ain't free back again, ripping LFC till the end, so go on tell a friend. If they rockin' red, they're a 10 champions, we the best, we come again. Kopish clean up in every region, innovation in every season. Catch up in all the fast match up in real rap and drifty go on tell them this is that, this is that. This is Kopish, this is Kopish. Reppin' Liverpool till the end, champions, we the best, come again. This is that, this is Kopish, this is Kopish. The main free back up in your screen, real ones know this the place to be. This is Kopish.
Good evening, lovely people. I hope you're well and welcome back to Team Kopish. As always, please do smash that like button, subscribe if you're new to the channel as well. Going to be discussing a few things today. And he's speaking about the rumours linking Arne Slot to Ajax and whether he will go and whether he'll be a good fit there. The multiple areas that Liverpool are assessing according to Sky Sports, and Virgil van Dijk speaking about the perceived time off that Liverpool players get during the week. Before we get into all of that though, guys, please do have a word or listen to a word from our sponsors, okjersey.com.
This video is sponsored by OK Jersey, rated an impressive 4.5 on Trustpilot, people. And with the World Cup coming up, you are going to want to make sure you grab one of these jerseys. £15 is all you have to spend for these impressive jerseys, and you can rep your country and your flag properly. Make sure you hit the promo code KOPISH, KOPISH, for a further 8% off. Visit okjersey.com now. Go and grab yourself a shirt.
Make sure you visit okjersey.com indeed. Big up, boys. How you guys doing this evening?
Not great, innit? Another defeat, another Monday, but what can we do, innit?
Is indeed. It's another day, innit?
Yeah. Another day where we have to talk about this coach, our players. Basically, I don't even know. I don't know what's going on with the club, bro. From not even just the game, bro. Like, what's going on with the hierarchy, the players' mentality. Players are taking apparently holiday mid breaks or whatever. I don't know. The mentality of the club, it seems like it's in the bin, basically.
I hear it. Matt, obviously, I know you jumped into the post match and had a little cameo there. What's your overall thoughts on yesterday? What do you see as Liverpool for the rest of the season and potentially going into the summer?
I wasn't surprised, first of all. I was surprised. In fact, there was one bit that surprised me. We went 2-0 down and came back to 2-2. But I just feel like that scoreline maybe masked our performance a little bit, especially in the first half. I thought first half we were absolutely terrible. Second half, we played a lot better. But the problems ain't going anywhere fast because they're fundamental issues. Fast forward to what's going to happen in the summer. A lot has to change, Cal, and I don't think one summer is going to change everything for Liverpool's fortunes. Can we be better than this season? Yes. But are we going to be where we feel like where we should be? And that's challenging on all fronts. I don't think that's going to happen. I think there's a lot of things need to change from the coach to some of the higher ups, like in terms of like Edwards, Hughes. I don't know what's going on. Are they leaving? Are they staying? In terms of players' mentality, like, are some of these players even good enough to play for Liverpool? Are they actually good enough, like mentally, not technically, but more mentally? Are we mentally fragile since we've been, coached by this coach? What actually happens in training? Like, I generally don't know, bro. So there's a lot of question marks for me, bro. And I am very, very concerned. Even if we do get rid of Arne Slot, I think we'll look better. But some of the players, bro, like, they're not doing themselves any justice if they want to have a long Liverpool career, or shall I say future, shall I say?
Fairs. Look, today Arne Slot's been linked to a move to Ajax. However, it has been not necessarily shut down, but they've been told that it's quite unlikely. Obviously, one of the rumours circulating, which doesn't really seem to be a rumour, is that Arne Slot goes back and forth to the Netherlands quite a lot to be with his family. Do you think he's maybe looking at the situation and going, well, I want to be with my family. Things aren't great. Do you think that is a situation that's happening right now? And if so, do you think that this Ajax rumor does have any legs?
I didn't even know there was a rumor.
Yeah, it's all over the internet.
There's a big rumor.
I've had a busy day today, so I haven't seen any news.
There's a big rumor. Funny enough, Indy spoke about it in March. He was the first person to speak about it, if I'm not mistaken. I think they are probably trying to talk with him because obviously his future is not clear. I mean, to us, we feel like he's going to be the next season, but you never know. He might not. I think Ajax are talking to him, and I do think him going back and forth to his homeland speaks volumes. I don't think his family have actually moved over here, contrary to reports. I think a lot of people saying they had, and I said they haven't. I kind of knew that, but now people, I guess, will now know. They don't know why. We don't know the ins and outs, but maybe, I don't know, maybe there's some stuff going on. One thing I'm picking up from as well, Carl, kind of like that leads into the coach, is that a lot of our players keep saying things like, when the season's over, there's a lot to sort out and there's stuff going on behind the scenes. Like it irks me because we know there's stuff going on behind the scenes, but they're not going to say anything. And are these things ever going to be revealed? I don't know. So a lot of uncertainty, Cal, in regards to everything. So
how much blame do you guys put on Slot, and how much do you then put on the players or the hierarchy?
For this season?
Yeah.
65 manager, 35 players.
Why that percentage split?
Because these players are still pathetic, but the manager is the core reason behind a lot of the problems.
Matt, what about yourself?
I have a 75. It might be 80%. I don't even know, bro. Maybe 75-25 or 80-20. Still heavily favors the coach. But some of the players, though, like, I fully understand if you're pissed off with training regimes and the position that you've been asked to play in and things like that. But I do think we have to question some of the mentality of some of the players as well. Like, when things aren't going right, does that just mean you give up then? Do you know what I mean? Like, so I don't think, like, obviously the buck falls with the coach more so, but the players have to take blame. Like, they do. Like, I'm not going to blame players like Isak, who, contrary to a lot of people, having a massive go at him because he's not ready. Like, we'll worry about that later. We'll give him another season and see how he progresses. But obviously, it's something you have to keep an eye on, because is he going to improve? You like to think so, obviously. Players that have been injured, you can't blame them. I'm talking about players that have played the majority of the season. So I'm looking at Konate, I'm looking at Virgil, I'm looking at Salah, I'm looking at Wirtz, I'm looking at Gakpo. Not so much Szoboszlai. I think Szoboszlai has done the best that he can. But yeah, those are the players that I'm more so looking at when I'm looking at saying, guys, I know like things aren't great. We don't know what's going on behind the scenes. We're not privy to that, and rightly so, it's private. But your mentality on the pitch, bro, like, you have to forget, like, we're kind of fortunate. Like, obviously, we review games and we speak about the games. We do Kopish, but at the same time, there's people that go to games and they pay that money and they just see a team that just looks flat. And that's been the majority of us this season. We've looked very, very flat in a lot of games. And it's just like a rinse and repeat, like every single game. Like, how many times do you have to sit here and say, oh, yeah, the first half, bro. Oh, my God, the first half, he was terrible. Like, I don't know. I don't know. So,
what do you think the likelihood is that Slot stays? I know there's been reports coming out saying that he was going to stay and that he's pretty much going to be backed. However, there have been some reports coming out today from like people like James Pearce and Paul Joyce kind of getting at the manager and It's a stark contrast to what we were seeing a couple of weeks ago, and then obviously this Ajax rumor now. Do you think anything's going to change? Do you think it's just a case of they're just airing their grievances, but really and truly he's going to stay, or do you actually think there's now going to be legs in potentially him going?
He ain't going nowhere, guys. He's 100% going to be a Liverpool manager next season. He's going to buy all the players, and then if they do sack him, all the players will be his, and then we'll be in a Man United situation with a squad full of players that other manager doesn't want. So to be honest with you, we're fucked either way. So,
sorry, big up to Kai as well in the chat.
Yeah.
Kai and Flawless as well. Big up to Flawless as well.
Big up Flawless, man.
What makes you so certain that we're going to go away from the structure we have to let him now decide on all the players? Since you were saying before he had no say in the players, why did he go from having 0 say to now 100%?
No, I never said 0 say. I said he had to pick from what he was given. So the director of football go, here's your choices. Do you like this? Do you like this? Do you like this? Now the rumors are he's going to get a lot more say over the transfers because they believe that if he gets the players he wants, that he'll be able to implement whatever it is that they believe, whatever plan they believe in. So we'll see, innit? At the moment, everything's rumors. The Ajax stuff is rumors, whether we'll stay or go. Everything's rumors. Nobody knows anything, but I go by the actions, and the actions of the board are they're backing him. The board don't seem like they've been that mad at the way the season's gone because, like always, that £400 million outlay last summer didn't make me forget about the past. That's why I remember everyone was like, oh my God, don't be a party pooper Drift. Why are you still saying like FSG out after they just spent all that money? And I said, because I need to see what they do going forward for a few more years. It can't just be one good summer and then all of a sudden I forgive everything. And Slot's got top 5, will be in the Champions League again. And fundamentally, guys, that's all they care about. Sustainability, making sure we make money. I guarantee you, if we couldn't get top 5 about 10 games ago, for example, Slot would have been sacked. But he knew he could still get it. He has now got it. And that's all they care about. They don't mind one title every 10 years, couple trophies here and there thrown in. Over the history of them being at this club, that seems to be what they're okay with. So as long as we keep making money, commercially sound and all that kind of stuff, they don't give a fuck whether we win top trophies. And the sooner people really go back to remembering that and don't get blinded by that one summer of a big outlay, which in hindsight, which I understand it is the hindsight, but within hindsight was a very poorly planned summer, regardless of the money spent. I'm not gonna just act like that 15 years before or whatever didn't happen. So strap in, guys. Get used to Slot and whatever madness will happen.
What actual evidence is there to suggest that he's going to get more backing though? They've not given a new contract. They've never given, apart from Klopp, and that's when Edwards and co weren't there, they've never given a manager sole control over transfers.
Of course, there'll be somebody there to talk to him about it, but he will. It seems like he's going to be the one who will be doing the scouting, so to speak.
Based off what though?
Based off of reports I've seen that they believe if he gets the players he wants, then they believe that his structure will work. There's been quite a strong rhetoric that the players that were bought for him haven't suited him, and therefore that's one of the reasons why he hasn't really been able to get out of the team what he wanted. Injuries have then compiled that, so they think getting everyone fit and then giving him a few more players that he wants to suit his style will then mean that next year he'll be good and this year will be a blip. That is the rhetoric I've seen from quite a lot of things I've read over the last, say, 6 months. It's not even recent. This has been something I've read since like the turn of the year, here and there. So, look, at the end of the day, he's still here and he should have gone months ago. So I think it's pretty obvious that the club haven't given up on him. Otherwise, they would have gotten rid of him.
I've got a slightly different view to Drift. Me personally, I haven't seen these reports that Drift's seen. So I can only go off what I've seen. And what I've seen is there's been mixed messages from Liverpool Football Club and people, like all the journalists and stuff. It's mixed messaging because if Arne Slot definitively was going to stay, even though there's a big chance he still could stay, then why would they not back him in January? Not only that, in regards to players and how we recruit players, I don't think anything changes, because if you've gone from winning a league to now finishing in potentially 5th or 6th, your voice will get lessened to an extent. So I don't think he gets any more power. I just think things stay as they are, in terms of he will be involved in the recruitment process, but I don't think he gets to do the whole. Well, I'm just giving an example. I want Minter. You're getting me Minter. Ain't working like that. I think it's just nothing changes. I think everything stays the same. And I think there will be a review. And even though we've been led to believe that they're definitely going to stay, I do think this review, it will speak volumes. And I think that's when we'll get the full truth. That's what I think anyway. But I don't know. It's hard to say, because one minute you got journalists saying, mitigating circumstances as to why they believe he still will be here. Then yesterday they were all just like, I don't know what leg he's got to stand on, basically, because this is shocking, and we don't see a way how he will be allowed to keep his job when you add it all up. So I think it's mixed messaging from Liverpool, and that's generally because I believe they're not sure. I genuinely believe they're not
Matt,
sure.
how many times did they not back Klopp in January? That's why that whole rhetoric about they didn't back him, I don't think it's got anything to do with it. They did buy Xhaka, even though it wasn't for now. They did buy Xhaka, and we watched Klopp get at least 4 or 5 times during his tenure ignored during January when we really needed players. So, bro, I don't think it matters at all they didn't back Slot. Whether that
no,
means
but I think the
care about him or
Xhaka
not.
signing was more.
It was only one January. It was only one.
Remember,
January.
we do this in general. Like the
No.
club.
There was more than one time Klopp needed reinforcements.
No, but
January,
I think you got to look at it like this year. The club in general have been set up. Remember, we're now supposed to be self-sustained, right? That is like a club signing where whoever that manager is, you've got a centre back there. Because remember, regardless of whether he's there or not, they still need to make sure there's players there. Like, if that makes sense. Like, I could be wrong here, innit? Because obviously we don't know. We don't have the scouting network, but I don't think it was a case of Slot for, I need to get Jeremy Xhaka. I think the club looked at it a bit like a Lenny Euro thing from a couple of years ago and gone, he's a big talent. We need to get involved. Regardless of who it is, we're going to get him. It's like future-proofing, so to speak. The club will do that with certain signings. Not like the biggest signings, because outlays like Wirtz and Isak would have had to have been Slot give his approval, because that's a big outlay. If that goes wrong, then everything goes wrong. Do you see what I'm saying? I think there's certain signings where they will make those decisions, in my opinion, anyway. But I could be wrong. I'm just saying that's just sort of the premise of.
I'm just saying, if you go along there the whole time they've been in charge, I don't think, and let's not even use January, let's use the transfer window in general. I don't think not backing the manager or not spending money is proof they don't believe in the manager, because there's been so many times when they've gone a window and not really done anything. So I don't think that's got anything to do with whether they believe in Slot or not.
I hear that, but I think it's more of a case of the squad was looking bare, innit? And this is why you got to look at it like there's reports. I don't want to spoil the show, but actually no, because it's the next part. I just realized. Without trying to take away from the next point, Liverpool, it would seem like they have targets, but you could have potentially got 2 of those targets in January and spared the headache. A la Guehi, a la Semenyo. Without saying too much, I'll leave it there.
Agree with that. Again, it goes back to the point, though, when we were linked with Semenyo, the rumours were Slot didn't want Semenyo. So again, if we're led to believe that Slot has no say, if the reports are true that he didn't want Semenyo, then the board haven't gone above and beyond him and then got Semenyo. So it kind of makes no sense in the sense of, just because he, even in January, obviously we bought Xhaka. Genuinely, no one else apart from City really did anything in January, because there wasn't really the market for it. I don't know who else we kind of didn't get or could have got in January. In past years, we've done great work in January. Bought Coutinho and Sturridge in January. Bought Diaz in January. Suarez, Diaz, Gakpo, Minamino, we have bought in January. It's not like we've never not bought in January. And again, the whole Klopp thing, it's difficult to determine because there were times where Klopp said outright he didn't want to buy any players for a certain position. Virgil van Dijk was January, although that was kind of because they messed up in the summer. But even still, they added a 25 mil premium onto it. I don't know.
But I mean, that backs my point that I said against Matt, that I don't think it matters whether what they did in January, whether they care about Slot being here or not. Like, I don't think the transfers had anything to do with their faith or not. That's what I'm saying. I'm not looking at that as a reason. Plus, it would actually even make more sense if he said he didn't want Semenyo. They are keeping him, because otherwise, why wouldn't they have bought the player if it wasn't for that manager? So if he said no, I don't want Semenyo, and they listen, that even more backs that they're trusting him.
Maybe at the time things could have changed potentially.
I mean, they've got worse because we haven't been doing well. So he ain't going anywhere anyway. I don't see anything that suggests he's leaving.
Do you think he goes or stays, Matt? Or do you think between now and the end of the season could determine that?
I think between now and the end of the season, like I said, I think Liverpool are in all sorts of disarray when it comes to decision making right now. I mean, we're seeing reports daily. Is our sporting director still even going to be here in the summer? Like, the sporting director who hired the coach might not be there. So I don't even. So there's just too much foolishness, bare foolishness, bro. So I don't know. If I take a bet, like, what's a finish? If I take a bet that whether he was gonna stay or go, I wouldn't even know what bet to make.
Can I ask you lot something? Yeah, we've said there's been a lot of comparisons between this and Brendan Rodgers' final second to last season, right? Where he was then eventually sacked for Klopp. Like, was it maybe 8 games into the season or 10 games or whatever it was he got sacked? If you actually go and look at that 13-14 season, how brilliant it was. We didn't win the league, but it was an amazing season. That's comparable with the Slot season, right? When we won the league. Then you look at the 14-15 season, diabolical. A lot of people felt maybe it was poor recruitment. There's the irony. And a lot of people thought it's because we lost Suarez. We lost Trent, etc. So we lost good players as well this year, right?
Yeah.
And then at the end of that summer, because I think everyone is in agreement, right? It was the unforeseen circumstances of injuries and whatever, plus nearly winning the title that made them give Brendan another chance, right? Because I don't think Brendan would have got another summer and then the start of the season if he hadn't have had that title challenging season. If we'd have finished like 5th or 6th that season, he would have got sacked in 14-15, in my opinion. But I think because we came so close, they thought, let's give him another summer and another try, then realized 10 games in or whatever, it's not working. I literally see this being exactly the same way. There's so much comparisons you can make, and it's the same ownership. He won the league, got given a whole season to like finish because he did so well in that season. I think they're going to give him another summer, see how the season starts. But the problem is, if they do that, next season's over as well, because we could be 4 or 5 defeats in before he's gone, and then that will mean we can't win the league. Do you know what I mean? We're looking at it now, you're thinking 4 defeats at the most you can get to win a title, roughly the way football is kind of now, depending on how many draws you get. We could be like 2 of those defeats in already before they even decide to get rid of him. It could be like a defeat and 2 defeats and a draw or whatever, and it'd be like, we've already dropped 5 points and we've only played 5 games. Do you get what I mean? And it's like, if they do get rid of him, we're already behind. So it is almost kind of throwing away being able to win the league next year if Slot's here and doesn't do well. I just see so many comparisons with the way Brendan Rodgers ended. The only difference is they pulled the trigger on Brendan because Ancelotti and Klopp were available. Right now, I don't know who will be available. They clearly don't want Alonso. And who else would be the one who would encourage them to then get rid of Slot? Because maybe Brendan wouldn't have lost his job if Klopp and Ancelotti weren't. Or if Klopp was still at Dortmund and Ancelotti was still at Milan, I think it was at the time, maybe they wouldn't have even sacked Brendan. They just maybe saw the opportunity to grab Klopp while he was available. Thought, shit, look at these 2 world-class managers available. Let's grab one. Who out there now is really going to encourage them to get rid of Slot? Enrique, if he stays at PSG.
When does Nagelsmann's contract end? Is he?
I mean, Nagelsmann's a shout. I guess after the World Cup, maybe.
Yeah.
apparently this is
Even
gonna
though there
be
were
tough.
similarities between 14 and 15, there are actually stark differences as well. If I'm not mistaken, we got to the semi-final of the Carabao Cup that season. We got knocked out of the Carabao Cup extremely early this season. We got knocked out of the FA Cup relatively early this time. We got to the semi-final of the FA Cup that season. Champions League, we got knocked out, but then I think we got knocked out maybe the second round of the Europa or UEFA Cup, sorry, at the time.
Yeah, we were terrible, Cal. We ended up dropping into the Europa League that year. That means we finished.
You're right. But the other trophies we actually went to the semi-finals in.
Yeah, but I don't really know how much they concentrate on like the domestic ones. I think if they're really judging success, they will look at Champions League and the league.
And I don't know if we had as many losses that season as we've already had this season, and the season's still not over yet.
No, this season probably is worse comparatively, but there's still a lot of similarities in the fall away, the managers' so-called money in the bank or whatever you want to call it. So,
plus you look at the players we had that season in comparison to the squad we have now; it's night and day.
Oh yeah. It's not even close. I mean,
I think a lot of that was because we actually spent a lot of money wrongly. Because remember, we supposedly was buying Portuguese Player of the Year with Markovic. Balotelli was a talent. It just obviously never worked.
He was never.
Who else did we buy? Moreno was supposed to be like a really outstanding young left back. The hindsight made it look like a shocking window. But if you actually look at the end of the summer, a lot of people thinking we spent the money well. Like a lot of people do you know what? We've lost Suarez, but we've actually done all right this window. So
I'll tell you something. Correct me if I'm wrong, yeah. Cal, you'll know best, yeah.
So that
Brendan Rodgers.
So that summer we signed Moreno. I want to say we signed. So Moreno, we signed Manquillo. We signed Lallana, Lambert.
Another good signing, Lallana.
You talk about 14, 15?
So 2014, summer of 2014.
Yeah, so that was the Lallana,
Lambert,
Klein,
Lovren. No, Klein was the season after.
I swear we got three Southampton players from this. We did.
Klein, I'm almost certain Klein was the summer after.
We got three Southampton players.
Klein scored against us the opening game.
Lambert, Lallana. Oh yeah, Lambert, Lallana, Lovren. Those are
I've got it here, guys.
I knew it was three. I just got the player.
We beat Southampton the first game of the 20.
Yeah. I remember the three of them, but I just got the name.
I've got it right here, guys. So we bought Lallana. We bought Lovren, we bought Markovic, we bought Balotelli, we bought Moreno, we bought Origi, we bought Chan, we bought Lambert, we bought Manquillo, and then that was the same summer that we sold Reina.
So technically, we bought a lot of potential.
But I'm not going to lie, even though a lot of the players didn't end up working out, at the time, we thought they were going to be good signings. Emre Can was very well thought of. Origi, obviously, before we bought him, and had that.
They were all potential signings. 100.
And Emre Can
Lovren, everybody was raving about Lovren before we bought him. Lallana was a baller. Like, it weren't the worst summer in the world in terms of at the time. It's just hindsight makes it look like a terrible summer. But at the time, Markovic was Portuguese Player of the Year. It felt like, we've lost Suarez. Fuck. But you know what? Some of these players could actually go on and be really, really good. So
I just knew the forward line was never going to work when I saw us getting Ricky Lambert. I remember I said to you, Drift, I was like, this is going to be one of the worst signings ever.
This summer trumps what we did back on. The
summer I know, fam, but he couldn't move, bro. Them times there, Lambert couldn't move.
The summer we've just had trumps the summer that was in 2014.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah, it does. But I'm saying that wasn't a crap summer until we had the hindsight, is all I'm saying. Lallana, Lovren, Markovic, Emre Can, Origi. Nobody thought these players were like bad. I mean, Origi, some of them actually turned out to be good signings. But
Origi didn't stay in that season. He went back on loan straight away, though.
Oh, was that the year when we?
Yeah, it was the third year. The third.
So at the end of the day, it's only the hindsight. And I know those signings weren't as like high profile, like a Verts or a Isak, but We sat there. I know it was a long time ago, Matt, but do you remember we actually sat there and thought, you know what? I think the only one we missed out on was Sanchez. Like, we were really, really disappointed. We missed out
that
on
was the one
Sanchez.
because we said
Straight
remember,
replacement for Suarez if we'd actually.
Yeah. These times the exposure to football was a little bit harder, so I didn't see much of Moreno. That was just more like, is he going to be good? And the same thing with Manquia. I didn't really watch them too tough, but that was just more like, okay, they could be good. We already knew Lallana was balling out. Emre Can.
They were comparing Moreno with, Matt, at the time. I remember there was like a really good left back.
Yeah, it was Jordi Alba, fam.
Yeah, there you go. See what I'm saying? So like we thought that we were getting these really good. I mean, Emre Can actually went on to have a good career. He wasn't a crap player. So like,
Emre Can was not a crap. No,
was a good sign.
I would defend Emre Can. Emre Can was a good player. It's just that
Lallana was a good sign. Where just injuries.
Yeah, just injuries.
Lovren, I still think Lovren had a better Liverpool career than he didn't. Like, yeah, there was some moments in him, but like he didn't live up to the hype. I remember after the Dortmund game in the friendly, we thought, oh shit, we're saved. Like, this is it. This is all we need now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So hindsight makes that summer look way worse than it was at the time. We thought that summer was decent. Markovic, I never forget. Markovic was player of the year in Portugal, and I watched the clips and I thought,
I think he was. I don't know if
finally got a winger. Like, we finally got a bad boy winger. Yes.
I think he was a young player. I don't think he was player of the. I think he was young player.
I don't know what the award was, but he was balling out.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it was actually player of the year. Like,
bro, and when I say to you, I was looking at him thinking, remember, I ain't privy to Portuguese games. I never watched the game. Like Jeff said, we just saw the clips and we're thinking, raw, like, he looks like he could be a problem. But
could play right wing, left wing. I thought finally we got a winger. Like, have we actually gone and got like a proper
I thought Markovic was gonna do madness.
I'll be real with you. I look at this summer and that summer, and the reason why, again, it's difficult to say whether Slot's going to sell or not is because no manager's been back like this with proven talent. And even though, yeah, we've got some very good players in that window who've also turned out to have very good careers, we bought a lot of potential. This summer just gone, we quote unquote bought a lot of ready-made players or players who are ready but still have great ceilings as well. There's not going to say out of all of that, of all the players that were purchased in that summer, Emre Can is the only one outside of the players like Lallana and Lovren who are already ready-made players. He's the only one who's really kicked on in his career. And there's no argument to say Emre Can would walk into this team right now, even at his age and in his stage of his career. But I look at this team and I think if a proper manager was here, he would get a tune out of these players. But I don't think a proper manager would have got a league win out of the players that Brendan Rodgers had.
No. Comparatively, we're at different stages for true, but there's a lot of similarities with the way the manager was given extra blighs, so to speak, based on what happened then off the back of a good season having a bad season. And I mean, I'm not going to lie, some of these players we have, I think the talent of these players is a lot better than those players that we signed back then. But there's just as big a chance that these players flop. I'm telling you now, I'm not writing off the possibility of a lot of these players we bought being flops. After watching the season we've had, I really hope a new manager changes my opinion on quite a few of these players.
Well, that leads nicely into the next bit. According to Sky Sports, I don't want to switch tabs because then I'm going to freeze. But according to Sky Sports News, Liverpool are apparently going to assess multiple areas of the team this summer, where they're actually going on to say the areas in the team that they'll be addressing are as followed. It will be right back potentially, or both the full back positions.
Yeah.
Centre back. Midfield, yeah, defensive midfield. Defensive midfield, and attack. So that's all three, the attacking positions that they've said. Whether that happens or not remains to be seen.
Mm-hmm.
Given the squad right now, if it was up to you guys, and I'm not even gonna say like name players who the replacements would be, but if it's up to you guys, who would you actually replace in the team? Forget about the replacement, but who would you actually replace in this squad right now?
Robbo is leaving, so he has to be replaced. The right back one is Techie because they're both here, but one of them is badly injured and injury prone, and the other one in Frimpong is like he's taken a step backwards. So I don't know. I don't think you get rid of any of them. I can't see it. So maybe you might do a little Gertrude or something like that. Let's give an example. Someone that can play in multiple positions on the pitch. So maybe a Gertrude. I'm just saying the name for that one because that one's a bit more techie.
Yeah.
In regards to the midfield area, you probably would sell Endo and get a DM. Or if you want to raise more funds, you sell Alexis. Or for some people, you might even sell Grav. But
I'm not forget about that. What would you do? What would
I do? I'd replace Endo. Place him with DM. I'd replace Salah with a winger, and I'd add a winger that where Diaz was never replaced, because you have to factor in that Cody Gakpo will probably have to play striker next season due to Ekatike's Achilles, and that's not an easy injury to get over. So give Eki all the time he needs and go and get a winger. So whoever that left winger is, bring in the right winger. Oh, I just realized I'll go and get another winger because I'm getting rid of Chiesa because he ain't doing nothing. Get rid of Chiesa. So I'm bringing in 3 wingers. So one that Diaz replacement, one to replace Chiesa, one to replace Salah. Yeah. The striker thing, we're doing too much. If Isak is the guy, then give him that chance and then Gakpo's the backup. We can live with that. As long as the wingers are wingering. If I went back to my midfield, I said replace Endo. I'm not gonna lie. I think I'll be tempted to replace. I'll be tempted to replace Maka with another midfielder as well. But that'll be the last thing that I'll do, the Maka one, because I want to see how Maka performs in the World Cup. Because I've got a funny feeling that something just tells me he's gonna ball out, and he's got some issues with this coach. And I don't know. Obviously, it doesn't take away from him having a bad season, but I just feel like if the coach was to leave, does his performance up by like 30, 40%? I don't know. It's hard to say, but that's just what I would do.
Is it a risk keeping Maka till after the World Cup? Because if he has a bad World Cup, or God forbid he gets injured, then we're stuck potentially.
No, because I'm banking on the upside and not the downside. I guess it is a gap.
Lack of rest, another summer for McAllister where
but it's a gamble though. So if he balls out, and has a sick World Cup, that's where you go. Is he going to replicate that in the Prem, or is he going to be too tired? And do you think he's done? And that's where at least his price will be as high as it can be. Because I don't think McAllister's going to have a bad World Cup. I just don't. I could be so wrong.
He's not even a bad player. I know he's had a bad season,
but it's just more...
people acting like McAllister being here next season is the worst thing in the world. He's way over the top. He's had a bad season.
It's just more give the man
people
a chance.
Acting like he's some bum that we're gonna be left with some NEU. It is a bit mad to me.
But that's what happens when you don't win games and we look terrible. I think, and I said this the other day. I was like, we all do it. Well, I'm guilty of it, so I can't say nothing. But we're overly guilty of just crashing out on players so easy now because we're just in a bad rut.
And don't get me wrong, he's one of the
all
players.
Do it man, just he's rubbish. Get rid of him. We all, because it's
is there not?
You just don't understand how a player can just be so good one year. Because I remind people, PFA Team of the Year had how many Liverpool players in it for a reason?
Is there not an argument to say that you might not think someone's rubbish, but you might think their legs are gone?
Yeah,
but to be honest, most of the people who I've been seeing talking about McAllister haven't really said his legs are gone. They just said that they think he's crap. What is he good at? He brings nothing to the team. And look, they're entitled to their opinion. And if I was really doing my overall assessment of the squad and get rid of players, McAllister probably would be one of the players I'd replace. But I have no issue if he stays because I know he's a good player. I just find it strange that people are acting like he's like a bum. That's basically what people are saying without saying it. He does
'Cause
nothing. He's good at nothing. Like they're basically just calling him a bum.
No, Drift, I'll say this, not to kind of defend the chat, but okay, maybe you've seen it, but I'll say the majority have said his legs are gone. But one thing I want to say is this, though. His legs may be on a decline, but that just could be due to being overplayed. Like, the guy's had no break, and he's not going to get another break again, right? So it's like, where does he get that break? But to sit there and say like the man don't offer nothing is kind of mad to me. Like I don't know. Like I feel like we need like a bigger sample size, because you don't just become a bum overnight. Even if your legs are declining, like you're not a bum. Like Casemiro has proved that. Like under a different coach, like Casemiro's legs are fully gone, but he can still play ball and affect the game in a different way. I've been saying for a long time, and I'm not defending McAllister's performances. I'm more saying, what this coach wants us to do, it highlights our players' deficiencies because he's overworking certain players. And if you're overworking certain players, yes, they're going to look like they're in a decline because they're doing too much. Like this, like our system should be more rigid, more structured, where you're trying to highlight the players' strengths. McAllister, there's probably a stat that I haven't seen, yeah? I reckon McAllister's top speed probably hasn't changed in the last 2 years. Probably hasn't changed, but what it is that the top speed's been highlighted more because the amount of space that's in the middle of the park. And then people just say, now he's rubbish now, he can't do nothing. I don't know.
I've seen a lot of revisionism on McAllister, like I said, and he has had a very bad season. But I've heard people saying stuff like that they don't know why we bought him. He's never played well even before Liverpool bought him. Or like I've just seen so much like over the top analysis of McAllister that I just think, wow, like I know we've had a bad year and I know he's had a bad year, but so you didn't watch him for Argentina, you didn't see him when he was at Brighton, like he's never had a good game. That is just factually incorrect. But people are just angry at him. So it is what it is, man. It is what it is.
What would you do in the summer, Drew?
I'm really annoyed at the moment, so it's going to be a lot more difficult for me to make like a decision. And I kind of want to refrain from making decisions while I am so annoyed, because I know when I'm annoyed, I'm just going to say things maybe I don't mean. But I probably would get rid of both Gravenberch and McAllister if I was going to be able to get two very combative midfielders. You lot know who some of them are. I think Gomez, who apparently is going to go for around 30 to 35 mil, is such a no-brainer. And you lot know I've been talking about him all season. It's going to really piss me off when I just see him go to some other club for like 30 mil or whatever. He's right there. Wolves are relegated. He's right there. Perfect player for Liverpool. I would get rid of Frimpong and buy a new right back. We already need two right wingers. I'd get rid of Chiesa. Really depending on how the market is looking, I would get another centre-back that can play left-back, more so than like an out-and-out left-back, because I just look around the world at the left-backs and I just think, I don't know if there's any left-backs out there that are like really, really good. So maybe it would be a lot better to go and buy, and I don't mean this as literal, Matt, but if you did go and buy Van der Ven, who, if there's an absolute emergency, a centre-back can play because he's like your fifth choice centre-back, but he's the backup left-back who, like, you know what I mean, is good. Because I know we do like talk about him or whatever, and I know he isn't really Liverpool level. But you know, bro, at left-back, he's actually all right, Van der Ven. So if I knew he was going to be like, he played at left-back as cover for Kirkes, and again, I'm not saying go and buy him. I'm just saying if it was that type of player. I know people say Schlotterbeck because he's like the ideal one, but I still think someone like Iniasio from Sporting, you know, someone like that where like they can play both, but you're really buying them to be the left back. But if you get problems at centre back, then that guy can fill in at centre back as well. Do you know what I mean? Somebody like that. Yeah. And then we need a left winger. So there's quite a lot. I'd let Endo go. I'd let Chiesa go. I'd let Frimpong go. You lot are going to hate me for this. And I know there's no realism in this at all. I'd sell Isak. I genuinely don't want an injury-prone player to be our hopes and dreams. You know what was so beautiful about Salah being our hopes and dreams? He was never injured. He was never
Would
injured.
you not give Isak one more season?
For his quality and for his talent, and for me being, you always deserve 2 seasons. But if I really the worry I have with Salah leaving and us not knowing who the wingers will be, if we go and buy 2 or 3 absolute world-class wingers, I'd be like, oh, keep Isak. Perfect. We can just try and work with it. If we don't buy goal-scoring wingers, and then all our goal hopes are on Isak, and then he misses half the season, what are we supposed to do? We've already got no Isak for the majority of the season. So are you telling me I've got to run a season where we're supposed to be winning big trophies and we're running Gakpo down the middle?
I think with Isak, you got to look at it like this.
He couldn't even stay fit for 4 minutes, 4 weeks. Sorry to cut
No,
he couldn't even stay fit for 4. He had one job when Ekitika got injured. Just stay fit till the end of the season.
I
And he
understand.
couldn't even do that.
But
he's been a broken leg though.
I was gonna say. So imagine he's had a broken. So I'm just gonna. This is just quickly. No preseason. Gets injured if I'm not mistaken. While he's trying to get back to fitness, then speedboat breaks his flipping leg. The guy that everyone rates. Then he comes back. Then if I'm not mistaken, he gets a little knock again. Comes back. Then has another, and now is it like he hasn't had he's just been very unfortunate. Like, I don't think he's ever gonna be like every game he's available, but I don't think he will. Well, I could be wrong. I'm not expecting him to have another season like this because I think the groin. I don't think the broken leg. Like, if he doesn't have the broken leg, I think he still might have a little bit of a stop-start, but nowhere near as bad. And I think we look at it and go,
the broken leg as being injured.
No. I know, but I think
that's so unfortunate. That's not being injured.
I know, but when you break your leg, you drift, and then you're recovering. And remember, this guy's had no preseason, so it's like I don't remember.
Can we really keep running that no preseason thing? Gyökeres didn't have a preseason. There's so many times players don't get that. You know that really is one thing I'll say.
Gyökeres played at least one friendly for Arsenal, at least one, and I think he played a couple of friendlies for Sport.
What about a player who's injured over the summer and gets back? They don't get preseason. Nobody lets them have a whole season and go.
Remember, Jeff, when we got linked with Isak in the summer, he had a groin injury to begin with.
So let's cut you, man. Musiala's literally having the same season. He broke his leg during the Club World Cup and has not had a great season because he barely had any preseason.
He's been ravaged with injuries.
And all I've heard people but that is totally different because he had like a broken leg or something, right? So that's a little bit different. But people are now saying Musiala's not that great. It's funny you say that. Like, I've actually been watching things and I'm like, bro, people doubting Musiala.
No, but there's context. You see what I'm saying? When someone has a big
no one
injury,
was willing to give him that time off.
But when someone has a big injury, you have to kind of give them all right, I'll give you an example, Jeff. Yeah, Ekatike's done his Achilles, bro. I will fight anybody that now when he comes back, it starts having niggles. It's too injury, bro. Man ruptures his Achilles, bro. Would you expect it's gonna take time? That's a big injury, bro.
Before though, there's a history of Isak happening in Isak's career.
I understand that, but when players have big injuries, players recover at different rates. Like Isak, I don't think has ever been as Newcastle fans will tell you, a fast healer. So it takes a bit of time, and he gets niggles on the way, and he's always had a trouble growing. Where some Newcastle fans were saying he's always avoided the surgery or something like that. Anyway, but my point being is this year we give him another season and see how he gets on. My worry though is that. If he's gonna have this World Cup here, he's obviously gonna play and whatnot. But when he gets back, just make sure you know what you're doing. Because our medical staff we got questions, bro. Let's be real. This medical staff, they were great in the first year, but this year, can someone explain to me why Cody Gakpo now plays with a permanent wrap around his hand now?
Yeah,
just someone explain.
That could be anything.
It's permanent. Why?
He could have some form of arthritis. We don't know. He could have anything wrong with. I don't know what's wrong with him.
Man woke up one day. Now man's got the man's looking like a shinobi.
Suarez always play with a hand wrap. I swear Suarez always had a hand wrap, a wrist guard or something. Didn't Suarez always play with a wrist guard?
No. There's a thing with Suarez.
Some players are just like that.
No, but he's not. Ben, what I'm trying to say is this year, our medical team, I don't know. Maybe they've been overworked. We've had a lot of big injuries, Drift, and it is kind of a bit mad. Look at this. One about to tell you. Endo mash up everything. We don't even know when Endo's back. Man's talking about metal plate might help him play in the World Cup.
An impact injury again as well, to be fair.
Yeah, so Endo, mash up. Bradley, mash up. Isak, mash up. Ekatike, mash up. Frimpong, bare niggles.
I don't know if any of those can be seen as the medical stuff, though, because when you get an ACL or an Achilles, I don't think that that's anything to do with the medical
no, I know. What I'm saying is maybe the medical stuff is
calf injuries, strains.
ACL and Achilles can also be attributed to medical team. I'm not saying it like in this particular instance it is, but it can be attributed because
again, Drift, this is rumor. I'm not doing no disclaimer, nothing.
No, but wouldn't it be more training though than the medical stuff,
bro?
If you're playing in the red zone, if they're not managing how you're recovering,
bro, we don't train.
And
I don't know if any of those.
Have you seen our training, bro? Have you actually seen our training?
All right, so let's say for example,
training is meant. We don't do nothing.
If we said all three of us tomorrow are going to go and do a 5-round boxing match, we're not getting through.
Someone send me that video where the man are doing patty cake, bro.
We're not getting through that because we haven't built our body up to get to that point of doing 5 rounds. We may be able to do a round.
They must be up like Bradley's ACL, for example. It was literally just the way he landed during a match. I don't think we can go with the medical team.
Not those ones, Drift. But you see, Drift. You see that there's no smoke about fire. A lot of people, the whole fan base, in fact, have said like it's a bit mad. Like our training just seems like there's no intensity. Like I know we used to joke about it, like.
I believe the training is why they're getting injured, not the medical stuff. I think it's a bit unfair to say, but I think the training methods are why they're getting injured.
But that's what I'm saying. No.
That's still all part of it.
But it's all part of the same thing.
No, not really, because the medical staff don't tell them what they're doing on the training pitch.
No, but the medical staff will tell them, nah, you're right, you're good.
Yeah,
you don't need to be that. Remember, they have checkups all the time, bro.
Not just checkups, but they'll also recommend exercises to do.
Yeah, like how long a player should play.
It's not the same medical staff we had last year.
Yeah.
We had a good season of injuries last year.
No, I think some of it has changed, though.
If we're going to credit them for last season, then if we've had this amount of injuries this season, should we not also question what's going on?
I'm not crediting them. I'm just saying I think
it's
a stretch to say they've got anything to do with the injuries. That's all. I'm not saying credit them or discredit them. I'm just saying I don't really know if they've got anything to do with it. I mean, the crazy thing is, look, I understand the talent Isak has. Is why a lot of people are hoping that he comes good. And I hope so too, because he isn't going to go anywhere. So I truly hope he comes good. But I definitely know that being Isak is the only reason why I've heard excuses like in November, it was still pre-season why he wasn't playing well. Like, I've never heard anything like it in my life. I can understand August, even to an extent September, people saying, I hate that. He missed pre-season, so he's not up to speed. He got injured on the 20th of December. And right up until he got that injury on the 20th of December, he looked like an old man who turned like a wardrobe and didn't even have any pace. I don't know how we can still keep talking about pre-season in November and December for why this guy looked like he couldn't even move.
But if you're seeing that and we're seeing that, why would the manager still think it's okay to play him?
Because if you pay 120 mil for a player and he's technically fit, you've got to get him on the pitch.
Drift, there was a stream. In fact, it was a stream against Spurs. Do you know what we said? Isak's out for the season. Don't rush him back. Let him see out the rest of the season. That's exactly what you said. That's what I said. That's what Cal said. Don't rush him. With all the stuff that he's had going on, let him rest for basically to shut him down. Murphy settings. To shut him down, boom. Let him rest. Let him reset. Go again next season. But you know what happened? Because he cost so much money, and maybe there was peer pressure from above. We don't know. Obviously, we're just speculating. We don't know. But they had to play him. And not only that, with Ekatike getting the injury, Liverpool were kind of forced to do that. But he generally should have been shut down, Drew. You broke your leg. Even when they said, like, oh, it's going to be back in April, I was thinking, like, wow, like April, like, I don't know about that.
Post leg break, I haven't mentioned at all. I agree with you. Post leg break. So from 2026 onwards, I'm not judging him for his fitness. I haven't mentioned at all post leg break. But bro, we watched this man pre-leg break be a wardrobe. And I can't let people tell me that that's not a concern because he didn't get a pre-season. I see players not get pre-season all the time, and even Musiala, he ain't playing well, but he can still run. When I watch Munich, he ain't up to his best level.
What I'm saying is Isak was basically doing his game time fitness in the middle of games. Bro, remember the game they had man doing shuttle runs at half time, then substituted him. What's going on?
I'm not gonna lie, it's definitely a lot of.
I think they've mismanaged the whole situation all wrong, in my opinion. I think they rushed him back, yeah. And when he was back, do you remember when Slot, like a dickhead, said, judging from now? Do you know what game it was? I'll tell you what game it was. Cal will tell you. It was the Man United game. At home, judge him from now. Don't judge him from before. Judge him now. When we all knew he doesn't even look ready. So how you telling me about judge him now? But I'm telling you, we rushed him back. Obviously, unfortunately, he broke his leg. And it's annoying for the fan base because he costs a lot of money and he's the star striker. I hear that. But sometimes in life, bro, you just need the patience. Bruv, there's other players we've given patience to for different reasons, yeah? Isak is allowed patience, surely. Like, I know what you're saying. Like, he didn't look right. I agree with you. He didn't look right at all. Even I was saying, Drift, where's the burners? The burners are gone. Not that he was ever the quickest, but you get the premise. But we just have to just, like, be a bit patient. I think what it is right now is that everything is dark for Liverpool. And like I said, we're doing it right now. It's like we just need something to crash out on because we're just pissed off and we're fed up with signings that haven't worked out. Remember, people are crashing out and throwing verse as well, as well,
Bro, I'm
saying, how can you spend that much money? He hasn't done nothing. Where's the big game? Remember, this is what I'm saying. So we just got...
over Isak, I'm absolutely being logical. We've got no Ekitike for a year, and Gakpo is the only other forward that will play if Isak gets injured. I'm actually thinking logically, Isak has to go. He won't, so what I'm saying is completely irrelevant. It's null and void. I'm just voicing my opinion.
You want him sold? You want him sold?
100%. I'd even take a loss if it meant we could go and get an Alvarez or somebody who will actually be fit every week and be able to contribute. When we've got Cody Gakpo leading the line for the majority of next season, I don't want no one crashing out if everyone's talking about give Isak time. That's all I'm saying, because giving Isak time is literally.
But why would you not give him time if he's had an injury-ravaged season?
Gakpo is going to be up front a lot next.
But wouldn't logic? But hold on a second. Sorry,
Matt, real quick. All right, Drift, take Alvarez off the table because it looks
that's
like
not logic.
Arsenal or Barcelona. Who else do you go and get?
I mean, I'd have to go and have a look around because after Alvarez, I haven't thought about anything because I know he's available this summer if you're willing to pay the money.
He's available for Barcelona, I believe.
I think Liverpool could get involved. I'm not sure if Barcelona will be able to outbid us. You never know. Maybe he wants Barcelona. So if you give me a day or two, I'll go and have a look around and I'll see who I think there is. Because ideally, I would buy somebody and keep Isak. I know Isak's not going. I'm just giving you lot a little bit of what I think. So I hope we buy a striker because we are going to need another player who plays regularly up front because Isak won't play regularly. But I know they're not going to do that and they're just going to play Gakpo up front. So that's why I'm so concerned because I'm telling you lot now, Gakpo, and this isn't even me being shady to Gakpo. I don't even think Gakpo's a crap player. But Gakpo will be Liverpool's leading striker a lot next season. A lot. So all I'm saying is, you see like how we just had to go Old Trafford with him up front? You see how we had to go the Emirates? Oh, no, I don't even think Gakpo was available for Emirates, was he? Like, I don't think we had any striker when we played them. Oh, yeah. But, like, see those type of scenarios? They might happen a lot more than you think next year with Ekitike out all year and Isak doing this in and out of fitness thing.
Yeah, but logic would suggest to you that if you paid an investment for that amount of money, you have to try it. Like, you try one more time at least. You don't just go...
You say,
with this big investment, cut our losses because I think.
No, but this is because of the.
No, but logic would tell you this is a big investment. You try again, like you don't do the one time.
No, but an Achilles heel injury to your other star signing and missing a whole year is unprecedented. So it's like shit. Because if Ekitike was fine, I won't be saying all this.
Yeah, but what you're saying
going to be gone all year now. So it's fuck. What do we actually do?
You're trying to make a calculated gamble, which I understand. And I'm also making a calculated gamble. That's why I feel like
it's an educated assessment rather than a gamble because he's never going to be fit long enough. to really rely on him. He's not.
No, but how do you not know that Isak doesn't play? Let's give you an example. 31 games in a Premier League season, 32. Because that's normally what he averages.
I
I'd
would
say,
be
maybe
over the moon if he was able to do that.
And if he does,
I don't think we'll ever get 25 games out of him in the league.
No, but what I'm saying is, Isak, I'm not expecting 38. Like, I'm genuinely not. Like,
so what do we do, Matt?
To be fair, you shouldn't really play a striker 38 games anyway, if I'm being honest.
So but Matt, what do we do without Ekitike though? Gakpo up front. Is that actually what we're going to run this season?
No. Well, obviously, the premise is though, Ekitike will be out until, let's say Ekitike is out for a year.
Yeah,
right?
next year.
I think Ekitike's whole season's done. Because, like you said, recovering from Achilles is more difficult than any injury you recover from. I think we should actually just write him off. Period. 26-27 season, no Ekitike.
Yeah.
Gakpo is the only option currently.
I hear you.
Are you lot actually all right with this?
Well, I'm hoping we get a winger who can also deputise as a striker if need be.
Yeah, because I'm not willing to give up on Isak after one ravaged bad season. Do you know what I mean? I'm not like
the only way I'm okay with Isak and Gakpo, being the options up front. The only way I'm okay with that is if 2 out of the 3 wingers we buy, and we buy 3 wingers, are goal-getting wingers. If we were to get, say, Kvaratskhelia and Diamonde as an example, superb talent. They're not goal-getters. I would be very worried. Kvaratskhelia and Diamonde. Brilliant wingers.
I think we'll get Diamonde. We're not getting Crabber.
No, I'm just giving an example. But I promise you, we'll still be in a bit above in terms of goal scoring. Because neither of them two are getting 20 goals. So it'd be like, so Ekitike's not going to play, and our wingers don't really score shit. If we was to go and get a regen of Salah, which I can't be bothered to try and think
there isn't one. There isn't
one. No, but what I'm saying is if there was a winger out there where you're like, nah, do you know what? He gets about 15, 20 goals, though, on average a season, you know. I would think, all right, it's not that bad then. Do you know what? Fuck it. Let's actually go run it. Let's say, for example, Bowen was the left winger. I don't think Bowen's good enough. But you know what I would think? He's going to get numbers, though. At least Bowen he's going to get numbers. Whether you think he's an amazing player or not, his West Ham career has proven he's going to get numbers. So at least I'll be able to sit back and go, well, there's at least 15, 20 goals going to come from Bowen then. Do you know what I mean? So shit, at least we've got a winger who's going to score a lot of goals. At least they kind of have shown he can be a really high-scoring thing, but it's only this year it's looked that high. Hopefully it continues. So we've got at least have like, thank God for that. We've got a goal-scoring winger. At least he can chip in with 15, 20 goals. But if it's a Kvaratskhelia or a Diamonde or a Minter, I'm going to be like, yo, where's the goals coming from? If Isak's not playing. And that is what's going to massively worry me about. And Kvaratskhelia is even a pipe dream anyway. Let's be honest. It is a Diamonde or a Minter or a... We ain't getting Kvaratskhelia. We know we're not. Like,
we're not getting Crabber.
We're not getting him.
We're not getting Crabber, unfortunately.
And I don't even think that we can really get our hopes up about Barcola, you know, because I just believe he doesn't want to leave Paris Saint-Germain. I don't believe he wants to leave the club. It's going to be a crazy scenario, I reckon, for Barcola to leave. But let's see, innit? It's dark.
What do you think are the main areas of the pitch that the club are going to address? If I was to say what are the three main areas, what are the 3 main areas you think the club are going to try and address as a
winger,
priority?
A DM, a winger, and 3
and
is
a
a
left
stretch
back.
to absolutely prioritize, but maybe a right back or a left back.
They're going to prioritize a left back more because Robert's actually leaving, whereas Frimpong
They could easily just bring back Tsimikas, Matt.
So
they could easily just promote.
No, I don't think they do that. I think they sell him.
We'll see.
I could be wrong.
You got to have a buyer, you know, before you can sell him.
No, I hear it. But Tsimikas
Who's going to buy Tsimikas?
I don't know. Maybe someone from the lower half of the Prem, maybe potentially.
Who are the players you see going in the summer?
Am I right in believing that one of you guys said you'll be surprised if Endo goes? Or was I watching a different show? Because I remember thinking, you know what, he might be right.
Yeah.
Like, we actually haven't had any indication Endo's actually going. What if Endo stays? And that's not me trying to like shit on Endo, but like, that's a squad space though, right?
The reason I said that is, one, he's coming off the back of an injury. Hopefully he does make the World Cup, but there's no guarantee on that yet. Second of all, he'd be going into the last year of his contract, if I'm not mistaken, as well.
Yep.
There might not be much value in him. And two, I think Endo would be happy to see out his contract at Liverpool. I don't think he'll push for a move.
But unless we ostracize him, Cal, which would be really liberty to do, that's a squad space then.
He's been ostracized 2 seasons in a row by Slot. And he's
No. Ostracized would mean like he doesn't even get selected to be played. Like, yeah, he's been buoyed, but not ostracized. He's still in the squads. Unless we left him out of the squads when we register the squads, he's a squad. He's a foreign place being taken up in the team.
Endo's effectively been in squads because of injuries. If everyone's been fit and available, Endo's not really in the squad.
No, but Carl, we still register him. He's still registered in both.
Registered, but he has been mugged off since Slot's been here. Let's not make it.
No, you're missing my point. He's been mugged off, but he's registered. If we don't sell him, the only way that it won't be an issue with the squad space is if we ostracize him, which would mean he's not registered, and that'll be so messed up if he doesn't go. But we don't even register him to play either. Do you know what I mean? So he'd probably be registered.
I don't think it's messed up. If we say to him we'd like to move you on and he says no, and then we don't register him, I don't think that's messed up. He kind of made his choice.
No, but I didn't. I mean, that's adding the context of he said no, I don't want to go anywhere. I'm just thinking like we don't get any offers for him. Like it would be like, what do we actually do with him though? We don't get any offers for him.
It's that scenario, isn't it? In my opinion, you still go and get the players that you need. And if he's not available, if he can't be registered in the squad, he can't be registered in the squad.
That would be kind of effed up. I'm not even gonna lie, but
football, like it's a business at the end of the day with football.
No, I know. I'm just saying for him, that would be so messed up if he's just like not even registered in the squad and he's just here existing.
I know this person splits opinion, but from what I got told on Sunday, as things currently stand, things can change, but Curtis Jones is gone, bro.
I believe so as well.
Yeah, I'm really preparing myself for something that's gonna make me crash out.
Gone, like can't say how, who, when, whatever, but from what I got told on Sunday.
Do you know, I'm not just saying this because he's going.
Curtis, if you're watching, don't leave, my bro. Just
you lot know I've always
outlast that manager, bro.
I actually look at our squad right now, and I actually think out of every one of our midfielders, Curtis Jones is the one who least should go in terms of like skill set, what he means to the club, etc.
It's him and Szoboszlai. Him and Szoboszlai should be the only untouchable midfielders this summer. And before
I don't even know if I would say Szoboszlai is more than him. I put him on the same level.
Based off this season.
No, I just mean like everything, like because especially like what Jones means to the club and like being an academy player, being a scout, the importance of it. I look at the midfield and I just think Jones should actually be the last one to go.
He should be one of the last. I agree. The problem is, and this is where we've got to kind of take our bias out of it. I want Jones to stay. I think it would be a massive mistake selling Jones.
Mm-hmm.
But we all sit here and we say we want 2 new midfielders, right? Mm-hmm. If we go and sign 2 new midfielders, we're not signing 2 new midfielders to come in and be down the pecking order behind Jones. And I love Jones, and I'm saying this as a fan of Jones and someone who actually think he's been our second best midfielder this season and arguably top 5 player for Liverpool this season, full stop.
Yeah.
But if I'm Curtis Jones and I want to kick on with my career and I want to play centre midfield, I don't want to play right back. I don't want to be chopped and changed and playing at right back and all these things. I want to be a centre midfielder. I want to go and actually express myself and play regular minutes and be one of the first names on the team sheet. Liverpool is not going to be the place where he gets to do that, unfortunately. If we're trying to win leagues and Champions Leagues, it's just not.
I mean, I disagree with him being good enough to do that. I know some people don't think he's good enough. I actually do think he's good enough.
All right, All right. So let's say we go and sign Tchouaméni and João Gomez in the summer, yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Curtis Jones ain't going to be one of the main starters, in my opinion.
I would play him with one of those, Carl. So I'd play Tchouaméni and Jones. I'd play Gomez and Jones. I wouldn't play Gomez and Tchouaméni together because
neither would I. So you'd start Jones ahead of Szoboszlai. That's kind of my point.
I might, depending on who the opposition are. I think that would be horses for courses. Depending on who we're playing, There would be games I would start Jones in the pivot over Szoboszlai. Yeah,
And
there
then
would.
I'll ask you, Matt, are you playing Jones ahead of Gravenberch, for example?
In some games, yeah.
In some, and that's my point. In some games, Curtis
No, but the
Jones
thing is, though, Carl, you got to look at even PSG. I'll give you an example, yeah. PSG been able to pick their 3-man midfield because they've had a bit of an issue with Fabian Ruiz. But if Fabian Ruiz didn't have that issue, they would have had to make a decision between him and Zaire Emery. So, like that fourth midfielder or third midfielder who starts, they have to kind of fight in it. What I'm saying is right now is if Liverpool sold Maka and sold Endo, Jones is well within the right to think I can still start because then he's battling with Szoboszlai, Grav, and 2 new midfielders who probably would need time to settle anyway.
Hold that there real quick, Matt. The PSG use an example. You said Zaire Emery and Fabian Luiz.
Yeah.
Spot on with what you said there. But they're only fighting for one spot. They're only fighting one player in the team to get in. Jones would be fighting effectively 4 players to get into the team.
I hear that, but again, I guess we're going on the assumption
who would the 4 be?
In our ideal situation, it'd be Tchouaméni and Gomez. They'd be the 2 defensive-minded players. So they're starting, right? They're going to be the starters. One of them.
No. I'd play one of, not both.
Yeah, no, that's what I said, Drift. One of those 2 would be the starter in the game.
Oh, so I thought you meant they're both playing. Okay.
So you've either got João Gomez or Tchouaméni starting. That means the other pivot position is between Gravenberch, Szoboszlai, and Jones. So one of the pivot players, we always want one who's more switched on defensively and more combative, right? So then,
in my scenario, Gravenberch would be gone.
I don't think we sell Gravenberch considering we just gave him a new contract. Though.
No, neither do I. But my midfielders would be Tchouaméni, Szoboszlai.
I know, but Jeff, we've got to be realistic.
We have to be realistic.
What we think the club's going to do.
He ain't going anywhere.
No, but we're being realistic. The club won't buy Tchouaméni and Gomez. So how far are we going in?
No, but you can't say that. The club bought Ekatike and Isak.
Let's say it's Wharton and Gomez. Hold on.
No. I'll be real. I don't think we're getting Tchouaméni. I just think that's more Liverpool trying to, like, as fans, we're trying to gravitate. You know, when we do the whole, there's a player out there. If we say his name bare times on Twitter,
that's the dream scenario for some
people.
But
So I don't think
let's say it's Wharton and Gomez then.
That's probably more realistic, to be fair.
Wharton and Gomez would mean we only had the 1 DM. So Gomez would be playing, and then Wharton, Jones, and I would probably still sell Gravenberch even if that was the case because
we're not gonna sell Gravenberch. That's the thing, Drift. We're not gonna sell him. So if Wharton comes in, then Curtis Jones is then fighting against Wharton, Grav, Sobo. So he's now fighting against 3. Because João Gomez,
in your opinion,
he's better than 2 of those, in my opinion.
Who's better, Jones or Wharton?
Jones.
In my opinion,
who's a better midfielder?
It sounds like I'm sitting on the fence. As an overall footballer, Jones.
Who's better? Just who's better?
Jones. I'm giving you my answer. It's Jones.
Jones is. But I don't think for the specific role Wharton would be asked to do, I don't think Jones could do that role better than Wharton. But as an overall footballer, I think Jones is a better footballer. But for what Wharton would be required to do, Jones can't do that.
Do you know what's so mad? Yeah? So I feel like we're doing it again. I spoke about, like, you see how there's a player out there with a particular skill set, and Wharton's got a skill set. There's no denying that. He's got a skill set, bro. But does Wharton's skill set work with Liverpool? Because you see with Wharton...
No, that's a whole nother conversation. I don't think it does.
With Wharton, you want Wharton to do the Alonso thing.
Yeah.
That means you need someone... You can't play Grav next to him. You can't play Szoboszlai. So...
I'll be honest.
Alonso plays in midfield with all these power runners.
So Szoboszlai is the only other midfielder that would work next to Wharton that we currently have.
All right, I'm going to say something about Szoboszlai.
I think that's a terrible pivot, Cal.
You know what I'm going to say? I think Szoboszlai has had an amazing season, been our best midfielder. But I do think because he runs back so much, people think he's better defensively than what he actually is. He doesn't put in many tackles. He gets skipped past a lot, but because he puts in the effort, people go, he's that guy. Bro, Szoboszlai there's a reason why during his RB Salzburg days, yeah, he was a 10 and can play 8, yeah. Szoboszlai is not defensively switched on like that. Like he will run, but he's not like...
I would actually say he's less switched on defensively than Gravenberch.
Yes, he is.
And we already said we don't think Gravenberch is a good
It's just that Szoboszlai has the legs to get back. So people go, oh, look, he's back. He's back.
This is what I'm saying. That's why I'm saying if you're going to place anyone next to Wharton, it's got to be Szoboszlai because you have to have the athleticism and the legs around that player.
No, I disagree with you, Cal. It would have to be Grav, but you're hoping it'll be Grav from last year. Yes.
Yeah, ain't gonna work.
Cal, it's night and day defensively between Gravenberch and Szoboszlai. I know Gravenberch has been shit, but Szoboszlai is not who. Bro, I don't want to disrespect Szoboszlai, but
I'm not gonna lie, midfield of Wharton and Szoboszlai, in my opinion, doesn't work. I don't see who's doing the defensive work.
Wharton doesn't work with any of our current midfielders.
No, he doesn't. But what I'm saying is,
that's why I don't want him.
No, I agree. But what I'm saying is, if you had to pick someone, I'm choosing Grav because I'm thinking if you can get anything close back to last year, then you might have a chance. Because if the manager tells you not to attack and you defend, maybe you could do something.
You know, Matt's actually right. Yeah, you're actually right, Matt. Gravenberch is actually the best one. You're right.
100%. You can't put Szoboszlai in there.
Because at least Gravenberch is a little bit more defensively.
You do know Wharton might not be a destroyer like that. He's very good at reading the game, making interceptions. He's actually
playing in the back three and playing in the deep.
So is McAllister.
But I don't know about this expansive Liverpool stuff.
McAllister's not great at the whole interception thing and all that. He's not.
McAllister's actually good at interceptions, you know.
Not like Wharton, he's not.
I think people are overflating Wharton. I'm not even gonna lie.
If we're talking about this Macker. No, wait a minute. If we're talking about this Macker from this season, then maybe not. If you talk about last season and season before, I'll probably go look at it. Let me see if I can find the stats now on my phone. She was better interceptions last 2 years, not including this year, because this year is a bit mad still for Macker. I can't lie, it's a bit.
I know Gravenberch is good at interceptions when he's on his A game.
Yeah.
You know what? I'm telling you now. I think,
and if I'm wrong, I'm wrong.
Wharton's passing is really good. Like, I'm not gonna lie, his passing is brilliant.
Yeah, his passing is sick, bro.
But outside of his passing, I don't think Wharton is Liverpool level. I don't.
What's the best site to go to for interceptions in that?
I actually don't know. I'm trying to think of one myself.
Yeah,
StatMuse is quite good. You could try StatMuse.
Can anybody remember back in the day, yeah, when you had your Sidwells of this world and your Scott Parkers of this world, when they were at Charlton respectfully and like balling out and everyone was like, boom, they're going to take that next step. And then they did. Does anybody believe Wharton has got a better chance of taking a step
Sidwell
up?
was never balling out. Chelsea just bought Sidwell because they needed English players. Scott Parker was balling out.
I think Sidwell was. I mean, Sidwell wasn't like, but like he was still doing well.
Parker balled out when he moved to Chelsea.
Yeah. And so, Cam, look what happened to Parker when he took the step up. He didn't quite cut it.
Yeah, but remember, Chelsea were going through a phase where they were buying players to sabotage other teams not getting said players. Because Chelsea's a bad example to use, bro. Kevin De Bruyne didn't do well at Chelsea. Salah didn't do well at Chelsea. Sean Wright-Phillips didn't do well at Chelsea. Chelsea were literally just on a sabotage.
No, Sean Wright-Phillips did well at Chelsea.
No, he didn't.
Yeah. I think he did well at Chelsea. Like, I don't think they would consider him a flop. He didn't live up to what he did before, but I don't think they'll consider him a flop.
No, they don't speak about Sean Wright-Phillips in any way, shape, or form as Chelsea fan.
And Parker played all the time.
Not for Chelsea, he didn't.
Yeah, in the first season he did.
No, he didn't, bro. Who did he play ahead
I'm
of?
sure Parker played a lot of football for Chelsea.
Ahead of who?
I'd have to, because I don't care about Chelsea. I'd have to.
What's this? Who?
Parker did not play all the time, bro.
Who?
I'm sure in his first season at Chelsea, Parker played a lot.
He might have. Yeah, Scott Parker played some games.
I don't remember what year he actually went to Chelsea.
Scott Parker definitely played. I can't remember how many, but
he went Chelsea 2005. All right,
they've got interceptions and thing. Let's just do interceptions.
Scott Parker played 600 minutes for Chelsea, Scraps is saying.
600 minutes?
Yes, in the Prem.
In what, his first season there?
I don't know, but probably did not play. Who did he start ahead of at Chelsea?
I'm sure I remember Parker play. It was years ago, so I'm not even going to stand on it. But like, I'm sure I remember Parker playing a good amount of minutes in his first season. Anyway, the point I was making is I look at the talent and I think Wharton reminds me of like what Scott Parker was before he got his Chelsea move. It's like he looks like a brilliant young player ready to make that step up, and then he makes the step up, and then it's like didn't quite go well, and that's what worries me about Wharton.
But I don't think you can compare Scott Parker to Wharton because, as we've established, Scott Parker was only signed by Chelsea so that no one else got it.
Let me get this thing.
That's what Chelsea were doing at that point. They were just signing players so no one else could get that player. If Wharton came to Liverpool, he's going to be a guaranteed starter, in my opinion. He's not coming to be.
No, but is he ready to actually have the quality step up? Like, is he actually ready to have that level of quality step up?
I think if you put him in the right setup, I think Wharton could be brilliant for us. But in our current setup and with the current other profile of midfielders, I think it's a tragedy waiting to happen. And that's the issue. I rate Wharton highly. I think he's one of the best English talents out there, but he's so specialized in what he does. All right, it's like Jorginho at Chelsea. I thought Jorginho was crap until Kante started playing next to Jorginho in a system where you actually got the best out of Jorginho, and then he became one of the best midfielders in the league. But without Kante in that midfield, Jorginho was crap. But Jorginho and Kante was there, could dictate a game because he knew Kante would do all the sweeping up and all the dirty work. So as soon as Jorginho could get the ball, he had time and space to do what he wanted, and he would dictate a game. If you put Wharton in a team next to a Kante type player, Wharton goes from this level to that level. But if you put him in a team next to a Gravenberch, a Szoboszlai, a Jones, a McAllister, he's staying at this level. He might even drop.
And that's the worry, bro. Because I don't think we'll buy two midfielders. If we buy him, I think he'll be the only one we buy, and he'll play with.
And that's the worry. That's the worry I have as well. But in terms of why I say Szoboszlai's got the best chance of working with him, is because Szoboszlai has the most athleticism, has the best engine, and is someone who's willing to actually put himself about on that pitch.
I know, but he doesn't have the defensive now.
Wharton and Jones on the ball would be beautiful to watch. When we have the ball, it'd be beautiful to watch. We'd barely lose the ball. But when we do lose the ball, Jones isn't very tactically disciplined in the midfield. As great as he is on the ball, he's not tactically disciplined. So then you're leaving Wharton on an island by himself.
I don't know about that. I think he follows instructions better than most of our midfielders, to be honest.
He's not tactically disciplined in the midfield, in the pivot, though. As great as he is,
I don't know, bro. I think sometimes that might be down to what he's allowed to do. I think if you told him to sit and defend all game, I think he would. But
then what's the point of having Jones in the team to get him to sit and defend? Because he's a progressive.
Well, if you're playing Wharton, it would be because you're basically asking someone to cover while Wharton does his creativity, so to speak.
But that's the problem. Jones is creative in a different way. Jones is progressive with his passing, and he's able to beat players, and he's able to get in and around the box. Remember, Jones, when Klopp was here, was the third man midfielder who'd make the run into the back post and score, usually from the back post sometimes.
No, I know. But I don't think that anyone who we have is actually suited to play next to Wharton. So whether it be Jones,
ultimately, whether it's Wharton, Szoboszlai, Grav, or Jones, we do not have a player next to those four players that will complement them to get the best out of them. And that's where the issue lies.
We don't have a Flacco, we don't have a Mascherano, we don't have a Kante, we don't have a player who specializes in caring about defending first.
Hence why Tchouaméni, for me, is the best player to go and get, because he's a hybrid of the two. He's good defensive, he's very good defensively, and he's a very good passer of the ball as well.
Well, why do we keep mentioning Tchouaméni? Are there rumors of him leaving or something?
There's been a lot of rumors flying about that Real Madrid are going to part ways.
Just quickly, this is from I done last year on purpose because I said we can't do this shit.
Sorry, man. If you just zoom in a little bit more.
The reason I did that is because you. All right, so the first person is McAllister. So he goes McAllister, Wharton, Szoboszlai, Grav. This is from last season.
I don't think we can use last season, though, Matt, because Wharton picked up an injury. He was pretty much injured for the most of last season. He's playing through an injury as well.
Calm. Oh boy. Oh boy. Oh gosh. interceptions. You're right though. He's still better than Maka, but not better than Grav, and not better ground duel success than Grav.
Grav is definitely the best at interceptions.
This is per 90 as well. This is per 90.
Mac's not great. I think Mac's good at reading the game, but I don't think he has the physicality and the capability to go and actually act on what he reads sometimes.
But there's a reason why I said last season, bro. But even when I did last season, to be fair, Wharton was still ahead by
that's Wharton's game.
Just one category.
Again, not even take the mic. The reason why I probably rate Wharton higher than you two do as well. When I got to watch him live, he does a lot of things that just aren't picked up when you watch him on the TV screen. Like he was actually organizing the defense quite a lot, telling him where to be. He was always available for a pass, like always. And I'll be honest, when he was playing in that game, he locked up our midfield. But
you know what, Cal? He's playing in a different system, and he's playing in it against teams who don't sit deep. So like he'll probably get like. I mean, remember when you play the way Crystal Palace play, like they do kind of protect their defensive areas. So like he's not kind of ever left isolated that often. And whenever he is, like I have seen him get ran past. That's why I look at him and I'll say there's no difference between him and McAllister in our setup defensively. He'll get ran past just like McAllister does. But I think if Wharton comes to Liverpool and has to play a bit more open, expansive, doesn't have that wing back three kind of system, I don't know. I even worry what it would be like for him if he was in a pivot just playing with a normal back four. And remember, I think Wharton's a good player. This isn't me saying Wharton
hella talented, bro.
I just don't think he suits Liverpool, and I don't want him at Liverpool.
No. He suits Liverpool. It's just that we need to add. Okay, I'm contradicting myself here, but we need someone a bit more defensive added.
But we won't buy two midfielders. I think we can all be honest with ourselves. We're not.
No, because do you know what, Drift? If Endo and Mac go, Wharton will be Mac's replacement, and then with Endo, you could get the DM.
I think Endo goes, and I think
Lemine Kamara that people want.
So annoyed
and I don't Wharton.
Go. But I think it'll be Jones and Endo that go, and I actually think we keep McAllister. I think we keep Gravenberch, and we keep Soboslai, obviously.
And then we buy Wharton,
and they will see Wharton as the Jones replacement. And then even if Wharton starts week in, week out, it will be with Gravenberch, the 280 grand a week midfielder we just gave a new contract to. And then we'll be sitting there this time next year, and we will be saying, why did we think there'd be a difference between McAllister and Wharton in our midfield playing under Slot?
What I will say is, though, if we get a different manager who's able to know how to play these players in the system, we could be having a very different conversation. If Slot's here, Wharton it's not going to be a work. It's not going to work. Not the way we set up, not of how we play. It's not going to work. But if he goes and we actually get Wharton, then I'm willing to give it a chance. But as of right now, we have midfielders who are playing in the same lineup together, but they are set up to fail because they are not complemented by the right midfielder. The best pivot right now on form and how they played this season would be Jones and Szoboszlai.
They want key passes.
But even those two don't suit each other, in my opinion. If you put
on paper, they don't suit each other, but they've actually played well together.
But they've hardly played together in the pivot that often.
I know, but the 2 or 3 times or whatever it is, like at least we saw it worked.
But it's not a big enough sample size to say, though, Drew.
I know, but it looked better in that small sample size than what the others have looked in a big sample size, which is what's so scary about it.
The thing is, even putting Sobo in that list there, Matt, is kind of techie
because he's right back. Yeah, it kind of. I know.
And he's played right wing this year. It's
and do you not think there's a real chance of what I was saying before, tongue in cheek, becoming a reality that we don't buy a right back, we just play Szoboszlai there again?
I think if we don't buy a right back, I actually think it'll be Jones who plays there ahead of Szoboszlai.
No, but remember, we're thinking Jones is going to be sold. Because I agree with you if he stays, but we're thinking Jones is going to go here, right?
I'd be willing to put my neck out on the line and say if the club are thinking about playing Szoboszlai as a right back, Szoboszlai will ask to leave.
And let's say we don't play Szoboszlai at right back and then he does play. Do you know what that means? That means where does Wirtz play?
Wirtz should be playing in the 10.
But if Szoboszlai stays and we buy Wharton and play Wharton and Gravenberch, Szoboszlai would have to play in the 10.
But I don't think it would. I don't think it's Wharton and Grav. I think it's Wharton and Sobo and then Wirtz in the 10. Wharton, Grav, and Wirtz don't work as a midfield.
I'm really surprised you think Gravenberch will be dropped because I don't think.
I never said he'd be dropped. I just don't think he'll be.
Wamba.
Remember, we're looking at a team where I'm looking at a team that's going to try and play 50 odd games next season.
No, but we're talking about important games. It's Man United away and we're in a title race. Who's your best 11? Who's the manager thinks the best 11? If we think that it will be Szoboszlai and Wharton, that would mean that Gravenberch would have to be benched in that game. And I don't think the manager would bench Gravenberch in that game. I think he would want to play Gravenberch in that game.
Are you talking about Slot or a manager in general?
I'm talking about Slot because until he goes, we have to make the assumption he'll be the manager.
If that's the case, maybe Slot won't, but I think any other manager would.
I know, but Cal, as it stands, Slot is here and he don't look like he's going anywhere. So under Slot, Wharton and Gravenberch will be the DM, the pivot.
So that
if anyone thinks different, then try and convince me. But it would definitely be Gravenberch and Wharton.
All right. So if that's the case, then who sits on the bench then?
I don't think anyone sits on the bench. I'm petrified. It means Wirtz plays left wing again.
Oof.
I'm petrified that it is Wirtz plays left wing again.
So can I ask a question then? Are we looking at this all wrong? Because we all believe that Rio is going to be in the squad next season as the backup. We all believe Gakpo and Isak are going to be the two strikers. Is the world is the world we're living in that it's going to be Wirtz left wing, and then we buy Barcola and Diamonde, let's say, and they're the two right wingers, and sometimes they play on the left then?
If Wirtz is left wing, I
think you're being very, very optimistic to think we get two wingers. At this moment in time, I don't see a world where we get two.
We're getting two.
Not established. I'll be very.
No, they might not be established. We're getting two wingers. We're getting two though.
Yeah, one who starts or one who's like some up and comer.
We're getting two wingers.
Barcola and Diamonde is not happening. It'll be Diamonde as a starter, and then maybe some young kid or something, or like an old veteran.
We're speaking to three
we ain't getting
wingers.
two established wingers.
We're speaking to three.
So let's say Barcola comes, because
we're getting two.
I don't think Barcola is going to join Liverpool to then be the right winger, because he might as well stay at PSG and do that. Hence why I still don't. I'm probably the only one who doesn't actually think we get Barcola. I actually think he signs a new deal at PSG.
Yeah, I don't think.
I don't think we're going to get him.
Okay, fair. But let's say it is Barcola. Barcola's not going to leave PSG to then become the first choice right winger for Liverpool. He's coming to Liverpool to be the left winger. So then, if Wirtz isn't on the left wing as Barcola,
I don't know, Cal.
Are we benching Wirtz?
No, I'm saying maybe Barcola would become the right winger.
He ain't coming to Liverpool to play right wing. Why would he?
Well, we don't know that, bro.
No, what incentive is there to leave PSG?
Barcola will be coming to Liverpool if we get him to be left winger, and Diamonde if we get him.
And because I don't think we're going to get Barcola, I actually think, like, take him out of the equation for a second, because Kyle, you don't think we'll get him either. I think it will be Diamonde to play right wing, and then it will be Wirtz left wing, Szoboszlai in the 10. Gakpo up front, and if Isak is fit, Gakpo is an option for the left wing. And obviously, if Szoboszlai's not fit, then Wirtz can become an option for the 10. I don't see a world where we buy Diamonde and another established player. It's Diamonde, and say we did buy Barcola, Diamonde will probably go PSG. I don't see a world where we get both.
So what if it was Diamonde and Bowen, for example, then?
If it was Diamonde and Bowen, then Bowen would probably become an option to play up front and off the right, the way Gakpo will be off the front and off the left. Diamonde will probably start games, and if Bowen performed well enough, he'd like force his way in. So like, I think Bowen will be benched at the beginning, but if his performances warranted it, then he might force his way in. But it'll be Diamonde start, Bowen's on the bench, Wirtz left, Rio's back up. Gakpo can play left as well if he's not up front, if Isak's fit.
I've got a little theory on the not on the Diamonde stuff.
Which, by the way, petrifies me that that's the thought of what we might do, by the way.
I don't think Wirtz will be used as a left winger unless Slot's here. And if Slot's gone, he won't be used as a left winger. Slot's here, then yeah, I'm not even going to deny that could be a thing, Drew. I've got a little theory on the Diamonde stuff, and look, I know he's going to go a certain way because he's really high on the list for some people. Everything about this Diamonde potential transfer scares the life out of me. And shout out to Sam and Tom and Fozzie. We spoke about this earlier, and it's nothing to do with Diamonde. It's to do with the profile of the player and where he's coming from. Outside of Leroy Sané and Heung-min Son, can either of you guys name me a winger that has come from the Bundesliga to the Premier League and shone off the back of one good season?
You're being very
I think I watched the
specific
show
with them
when you asked this
parameters,
question
bro.
as well.
Okay,
I
and
don't-
all right, and no matter
There's
how many
about
seasons.
one season. And
All right. However many seasons then. Forget how many seasons. Son and Sane, only two.
No, but all right. So let's try and caveat this with how many have, because
All right,
maybe
I'll
there
change
hasn't
it then.
been a lot.
Attackers. I'll change it. Attackers. Not tens. No, so I'm not talking about Firmino, who was a 10 and then.
What about a
converted into
9?
false nine. Go
A
for it.
9?
Go for it.
Haaland?
Yeah, I'll give you Haaland.
Did
I'm
Mane
trying
go
to
from?
actually think of how
Did
many
Mane go
came
from?
He came
I
from
do you know. I
Austria.
need to know the names of the players you have, because I can't even remember that many German league players.
Hold on.
I know people have made jokes like Havertz and Aubameyang. Oh yeah, Aubameyang.
Aubameyang? Yeah, Aubameyang.
Played in France first as well. But yeah, I'll give you Aubameyang as well.
Schürrle?
Schürrle weren't great.
No, but I don't think it was a flop. I don't think Chelsea fans will say it was a flop.
Schürrle was decent though.
I think
Decent,
Schürrle
not
was all right.
like
Schürrle was
cold.
all right
but-
for them.
Bruv, Chelsea fans do look at Schürrle as a flop.
Did they? I remember him coming up quite clutch for them.
No, they look at him as a flop.
Yeah,
Dzeko's a
someone in the
shout.
chat just said Dzeko.
Yeah,
Dzeko's
that's
a
a
shout.
Yeah, Dzeko.
Kevin De Bruyne is not an attacker. He's a midfielder.
Berbatov's a shout.
Yeah.
Um,
How many of those are strikers and how many of those are wingers that we know?
I'm just trying to remember how many like did the move so that I can think like how many have failed.
Yeah, like hold on. Let me see if I can.
I mean, Ekitike, I guess technically this season people think he.
I'll
was
change the
successful.
question again. When they were in the Bundesliga, who was better, Diamonde or Sancho?
Do you know what? Mane came from
Sancho.
Salzburg to Southampton. You know.
Yeah, Salzburg's not in.
Salzburg's
Germany.
Oh yeah,
Austria.
yeah. My bad.
They're gonna get you in the chat for that. Good luck, man.
My bad.
No, Cal, I'm with you on the worry of Diamonde in case it doesn't work. It's a big outlay on a teenager with one good
It's
season.
not even the outlet. Again, I'll be honest. I'm in the remit now where I couldn't give a damn about fees.
No,
and
but
all
Cal,
that
we
stuff.
have to because our team isn't City that just don't care about money.
No,
so
but
we
I'm
have
telling
to
you
think
how I
about it.
feel. I don't give a damn about all that stuff. My thing with Diamonde is if he's coming to be the starting right winger, this is where my worry is. When you watch him play in the Bundesliga, he's very ambidextrous. He's very good. But you see the difference between the Bundesliga and the Premier League.
I don't understand that.
The Bundesliga leaves a lot of space in behind. Defenders are not very much in your face like they are in the Premier League. The defenders aren't usually as athletic and as quick in the Bundesliga as they are in the Premier League. They're not usually as strong physically. And defensive setups in the Bundesliga is horrific. Horrific. Diamonde
So
comes
saying
to the Premier
Diamonde is the
League.
wrong person then.
I'm saying Diamonde can't be the starter for Liverpool, in my opinion. Diamonde,
I watched
if
him
we
at
got
the
an elite
weekend.
say and a Diamonde, yeah, all day long.
But Elise ain't going. Why would Elise
I
go
know,
to
I'm not
Liverpool
saying
in
this,
this
man. I'm not saying
madness?
this, but that's what I'm saying. I'll go a step further. Having the potential of, and this is where I think there's a bit of a conundrum. If we didn't have a Rio, I'd be like, oh, go and get a Diamonde because you can play on both sides. But because we have a Rio, I don't want my two left wingers to be Rio and Diamonde.
Yeah, that's both really young players who
That
have
doesn't
got
make
little
sense to me.
experience.
But then also on the same side, I don't want Rio and Diamonde to be my starting wingers either, which could potentially happen if we only sign one.
Well, Diamonde prefers to play on the right, so it would be a little bit weird if we bought him to play left. Like I watched him at the weekend. I think that's the second or the third time I
Diamonde plays
watched
both
him live.
sides.
So
Diamonde can play both sides.
no, he can. But what I'm saying is his preferred side is the left, is the right. Sorry.
No, his
So
preferred
if we
side's
bought
the
him to
left.
play
He plays
left,
on the
it
It's
would
right.
be a
actually the
little bit
left.
weird.
It's just that Noosa plays
His
there.
preferred side is the left. It's just they've got
The left.
Noosa, so he plays on the right.
But even when I saw him play for Ivory Coast, he plays on the right.
No, Ivory Coast even plays on the left.
Yeah, I was going to say. And if
Well,
not,
the game I watched him
and if
play,
not, I think they've got Zaha who plays on the left sometimes as well for Ivory Coast. No,
like I said, I can't remember who it was in the chat who made me watch the Ivory Coast game, and he was on the right. I can't remember who it was, but like anyway, point being, I agree with you, Carl, that it would be really weird. And like I watched him last night, for an example, or the night before, whatever RB's last game was when they got beaten. And the crazy thing is, he kind of seems like a touchline winger. Now that might have been instruction, but like he was getting chalk on his boot. Do you know what I mean? Like he doesn't seem like a goal scoring winger.
Sorry,
He's more like
I just want to be very clear, by the way. I don't think Diomande is rubbish, nor would I not want us to sign him. I'm just saying if we sign him to be the starter, I think it's a situation we're going to look back on and go, wow, this is not good. I think it's a situation where if you're getting Diomande, you have to go and get an experienced winger to play ahead of Diomande.
But I think that more just comes down to not talent. That more comes down to mentality and pressure. I think the talent's there for Diomande.
Yeah, it is. The talent 100%.
Is. Yeah, but you're right though. It's that when you play for Liverpool, we know that the shirt is heavy in it, and when Salah's leaving, all the pressure is going to be on all the wingers, whether you're brought in as backup or first choice. Like that pressure alone, knowing that Salah's left, you're going to be like, they're looking at me to be the guy. So I think it more comes down to, do you have the mentality to succeed rather than the talent? Because I think Diamante's got the talent, Cal, genuinely. Like, but you're right. It's more, if the price is stupid, like 100 million euros, 85 million pounds, whatever it is, that's pressure. Then you've got to get into Liverpool's first 11 and hit the ground running. Because for that amount of money, we're expecting results instantly. We're thinking, for 85 million pounds, you can't be no scrub. You best do a madness. So
I don't think we should pay 85 million for him.
But this the going rate. It is the fees again. It is what it is, isn't it? Like
I know, Cal, but it brings the pressure. That's not fair. Like Matt just said. And we also know what we're like as a team, and it'll be a massive chunk out of our budget.
I'm going to say something really wild here. If we were to sign Bowen and Diomande, I'm not saying Bowen's a better winger, but I think it would be wise to start with Bowen as the right winger and allow Diomande to ease his way into the team rather than throwing him straight.
I'm not mad at that at all.
Yeah, but listen, Bowen can start right wing, and I'd want Diomande left to see how he gets on. And if he can't cope, then you have to throw in a Rio or a Gakpo.
I'll be honest with you.
Bowen's got the experience. I trust Bowen.
If we signed Bowen and Diomande, even if they played together, Bowen would have the better season.
Yeah, I'm not necessarily the biggest Bowen fan, but I trust him with the experience. And Bowen knows where the back of the net is, bro.
But again, the caveat again is the manager, because once again,
if he plays Bowen like how we play Salah, where it's getting chalk on your boots and you got to take on 2-3 players, Bowen's going to be in trouble.
But I also think Diomande is, even though Diomande might get past the first player, he's going to run into the second and the third player. He's not going to.
I don't want to say it, yeah. I know it's going to sound a bit mad, but Diamande's got a little bit of like. Nah, let me not.
Put in the private chat.
I know exactly what he was going to say. This time,
let me put in a private chat because I feel like I'm about to do what I said.
Just guess what he was going to say, Cal.
All right, so I think I know what he's going to say. This is who I'd compare Diomande to. He reminds me of Semenyo from a couple years back.
Yeah,
but I'd say this straight: Semenyo today is not the Semenyo of 2-3 seasons ago.
No,
2-3 seasons ago. Yeah, 2-3 seasons ago, Semenyo wouldn't be anywhere close to Liverpool's starting 11. Hence why I do worry about the situation with the wingers. I really do.
I'm just worried about Liverpool full stop. I don't know how we got here, and I really it's just...
Yeah, 100%.
No, I didn't guess you was going to say that.
No, bro.
Than what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah, I don't know. Something's a bit... I don't know.
This is what I thought you was going to say.
What I was going to say?
And I don't even know how you spell his name, so... I've never even tried to. So I just...
No, I know what you mean. Even a bit of that. Yeah. Yeah,
I
even
thought
if-
that's what you see. How
yeah,
you
no,
see-
no, not
I don't
yeah.
see
I
that
know
at
you
all.
mean, like even like the style. Like I don't know.
No, I just thought that's how shady Matt was gonna be, but I didn't think he was gonna be that shady. God damn.
Nah, what you said is worse.
No, it ain't.
I'll tell you why it's worse. No. So I'll tell you why it's worse.
Footballing wise, it's
What
worse.
I've said
Morally.
here is like a
Morally, it's not.
Yeah, Cal,
Morally,
yeah, it's true. Morally, it's
From a
not.
footballing
Maybe
standpoint,
no.
footballing
But
is
mine's
worse,
more
but
like
morally.
a style. Like you can improve. Your one is like, well, if that's the
I nearly
ceiling,
hit you with the Kevin Hart on the Cheadle. Damn, like I nearly hit with one of those.
nah,
bro.
mine was not that bad. No,
Nah, it's diabolical, bro.
Alright,
no,
let's-
your one is worse because your one is like, if that's the ceiling of the player, then yeah, we're cooked.
Let's visit the last topic before we do supers and head out, guys.
Yeah.
Virgil van Dijk spoken today about the allegations about Liverpool taking numerous days off in the week, etc. And he says that that's not the case, and the players have one day off here and there, and they're focused and they do all of that. But then there were also rumors going around that last week, I think we had 3 days off, and obviously Sobo was posting pictures, McAllister was posting pictures. Now, again, as someone who has been on holiday in the past, I don't necessarily post when I'm abroad on social media. If I post it at all, I might post it when I get back from holiday and stuff like that, simply because I don't want people to think, oh, Cal's out of the country, maybe his house is available, and little things like that. So there's just because McAllister might post on a Thursday that he's abroad doesn't mean he's abroad on that day. But this whole traveling back and forth and holidays during the season, I said this from last year. You're either a Liverpool manager full time or you're not in it. Like, there's no hybrid working when you're a football manager, surely. Like, I've never heard of it before. Like, what's going on here? And why are these players getting so much holiday? And is this being written off as a tax expense by the club as well? Like, what's really going on there?
If man's going to check his missus and you're the coach, yeah, you then can't turn around if a man says, I'm going to check my baby mum. You ain't got to let it stand on because, like, you've set the levels now. You've gone.
Hold on.
Season's not done. No. Hear what I'm going to
Baby
say. Hear what I'm going to say. Remember, the manager, all jokes aside, the coach checks his wife. Like Big Martin goes see his family. Goes to see his wife.
No, but
100%.
that's different, though. That's different.
No, he does though. No, but he does on a regular though. No banter. He goes to see his wife.
No,
right?
no,
He
I know,
shows
but
his
going
wife.
to see your family in another country is not a holiday. That's not the same as going on holiday.
No, but you're still traveling though. You're still going back. Like you're still.
Yeah, but that's
Bruv,
that's not a
Bruv,
holiday.
you can't walk to flipping Netherlands from England, bro. You mean you take a flight? Yeah. Not only that, man's going out FIFA, so I don't know what he's doing. Yeah. Allegedly, he's going out FIFA. He's just chilling, reading books. I don't know what he's doing. He's just reading books when he goes out FIFA.
He's motorboating, bro.
No, hear me out, Drift. He's the first person I know going out FIFA is reading books. I hear it still as a coach. I hear it. He's reading books.
I swear there's video evidence of him motorboating. Like, we know what he gets at.
All I know is that you now can't speak to the players and say, rah, like, you need to be here. Because you've gone and told everyone that this is all right. Like, if I can do it, it's calm, like.
No, do you know
You
what? I'm
lot
a
can do
very
it as well.
strong believer in you can do what you want with your days off. I am. I think the issue is why have they got so many days off?
Yeah,
I think that's probably the issue.
Oh, of course.
Do you know what I mean?
Of
Like,
course.
a lot of people
Yeah.
always say, let a footballer live, right? So I don't
Yeah.
care what you do with your days off.
No, of
But
course.
why have you got so many days off? That's probably more what I'm asking.
Especially when the training, you don't really do much.
It's not intense training for real. So
Yeah.
it's like, why have you don't even train intently, and now
Listen,
you've even got
I'll be
days off.
honest,
Like, what's
when
going
it
on
looks
here?
like Virgil, and again, big up Virgil, I don't know. Maybe I got this wrong, bro. But I don't know whether Virgil trying to cover for the players, but he tried to kind of like style it and be like, we're all adults, like, but it's like, bro, big game against Man United. Even if you guys are doing what you're doing, we don't need to know that because we know how important the game is. So it's a thing where these things probably happen all the time. But because we're having such a bad season, no one really wants to see players.
Matt Back, do you know what the crazy thing is?
It's
Though
one of
Matt
them
Summerslide
ones.
was man of the match, and he was the one on holiday.
He was man of the match.
Well, it
He
was
wasn't man of
Liverpool's.
the
I don't know. Obviously,
He
You're not man of the
yeah.
match for the game.
I mean, I still think Soboslai had a better game than Manu, but they always give it to the
No,
team who
he
wins, innit? But Soboslai was Liverpool's best player.
Yeah, he was our best
the
player,
one
but he
on
wasn't
holiday.
man of the match, though. He had a good game. I
Regardless,
would say
he was the one on holiday, and he outperformed every other Liverpool player. So it doesn't even matter he went away.
No,
does
but it does matter because Drift, me and you could like. It's like saying
But he was the best performer, so it didn't affect him. So
no, but
technically,
but do you know why that?
It's not a big deal.
But that notion shouldn't work though, because it's like saying, if we like, I don't know, I'm trying to give an example. All right, we both play for Liverpool, and yeah, you get man of the match, and I stink. Yeah, we both went on holiday, but it just goes to show you, one person can deal with it better, other person can't really deal with it. The notion is you shouldn't do it. Just because one man can do it, don't mean everyone else should follow.
I agree you shouldn't do it.
I'll read the quote from Virgil.
He never had a bad game.
I just feel like it should happen full stop.
I'll read the quotes from Virgil. Really, I wish we had a couple more days off at times because I think it works both ways. You see Pep Guardiola giving City 3 days off last week in a row, and they're doing pretty well. It is finding the right balance. I can understand if people think we're not training, or obviously the results are not there, that it could be a reason for why we're not getting results. A few days off, you mean 1 day off? I'm not sure it's a holiday, it's a city trip. But I think if we have 1 day off and you don't have many days off, everyone can decide what they want to do with their families. We are not kids. Everyone is an adult. This week, we have an early kickoff on Saturday, so preparation is on that. We were in a hotel, then we played. So 2 days away from the family again. Friday, we're in a hotel. Saturday, we play. It's not that we have a holiday whatsoever. Yeah. That's pretty much what he said on the. I kind of think he's glazed over it and not really addressed it personally.
Yeah, and I'm not gonna lie, he tried to
basically
use
what he's
big up
saying
Virgil. Yeah, I don't think he meant it, Cal. Yeah, but you see the family thing where he goes, "We're away from the family, bro." No, Virgil is a legend. Like nothing can ever change. Like big up Virgil. But when you're saying things like, away from the family, bro. It's a sacrifice that you made from when you was a professional, from when your own parents had to sacrifice to get you to training. You can't use the whole, we're away from our kids, man. But NBA players don't see their families on Christmas Day.
Matt, again,
I'm not gonna lie, bro. People are definitely gonna pick and choose when they care about that stuff.
You man get the day off, bro. I mean, bro, no football was played on Christmas Day. NBA players have to play on Christmas Day.
I'll be real, Matt.
But they're still humans, right?
No one's not saying that.
No, they are, but I'm gonna be real. There's people. Forget about athletes.
When he says that, he's trying to use the emotional aspect. Like
there's people working normal jobs who don't get to see their kids that much.
Yeah,
like there's been times I've come in from work when the kids were younger, when we weren't just doing content. I was working as well. I see the kids for about half an hour, 45 minutes.
People that live in.
No, I'm not saying I agree or disagree.
People that work in a hospital, emergency services, bro. Don't get
growing up. My mum was a nurse. Like
that's what I'm saying. Tell them, bro.
Like my mum was a nurse. Had to work nights sometimes.
But the point that I guess he's making is if there's an opportunity to spend the time with the family, we're humans, just let us do it. That's the point he's trying to make.
No. But my point is, you don't need to say that. We know you do it. So what I'm saying is, Drift, he was
obviously asked, didn't it?
No. I'm sure he wasn't asked, when do you see your family? What he was
he was asked about it, because why else would he have said all that stuff?
No. He was asked about time off, and that's when he brought up the family thing. Yeah? That time off. Yeah. What I'm saying is, when you're bringing up the family thing, you're obviously going for the emotional aspects of like, no, we hear you. Virgil, we hear you. All the players we hear you. But no one's not having to go at you for seeing your families and missing out on family time. But what I'm saying is, though, is that when you're trying to highlight that, because your wording was very... Put it like this. Virgil's wording was very, like, on purpose, basically, using the whole family thing. We know you want to see family. We know that. But you saying that, it's you trying to do the emotional thing of, yeah, you know what? Well, I'm going to go see the family and that. Bro, we know this, fam. But you don't need to say it, though. It's like trying to use the emotional aspect to kind of give them a blight. in my opinion. And I could be wrong. I could be so wrong. I'm not having a go at the players. I'm just saying I feel like the wording there could have been a bit better, in my opinion. Could have been a bit better.
He also strikes me as someone who's fed up. I'm going to read another quote from him.
Yeah, I think he's sick and tired of being asked questions as well, though. So big up Virgil. I'm not having a go, but
he's a captain. He's got to deal with that. That is part and parcel of it. Another thing he did say, which I think is very telling. He's basically said this. So it has been ups and downs. Some wins have felt good. Winning feels good, but we can't build on that. And that has been the story of our season. And that is what is difficult. Just go up and down in your emotions is never a good thing. When you win, it's happy days. When you lose, is bad, and you are held accountable. You have to take responsibility. It's just life. I think it's unacceptable that we have lost too many times as defending champions of the Premier League, and we shouldn't accept it whatsoever. There'll be a lot of work that has to be done going into next season. And when I'm back from the World Cup, I will go back into it. There is still a lot of work to be done behind the scenes.
Yeah, see that
maybe
last bit.
Maybe I'm reading a bit too much into it. Work needs to be done before the World Cup.
Behind the scenes.
As a Liverpool fan, I don't want to be hearing about the World Cup from any of our players. I know it's in their minds, but I don't want to hear that. I think stuff needs to be done now, and then the behind the scenes comment, that's very telling as well.
He's done.
What can be done now?
I don't know, but there's obviously things that he wants to
address. He wants everything sorted by the time he gets back from World Cup. I think that kind of tells you.
Yeah, but that says to me he's talking about things like what happens with Hughes, what happens with Slot, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Because nothing can be done with the players. We've all watched football for a long time. When there's a major tournament, fuck all gets done because all the players are at the tournament.
Yeah, I agree.
Any player that's not at the tournament you can get. But the majority of the players we want will probably be at the tournament. Therefore, nothing can really be done until after the tournament.
No, Drift. I think he means behind the scenes. But maybe I read it wrong. I think he's basically saying get rid of the effing manager, bro.
Maybe
I think he's done. He's done with Slot.
I think
he's the captain, so it must be a lot for him to shoulder responsibility. And bro, I'll be real. When I look at it now, after he said that, he's probably kind of had to defend because he's the captain. You don't want to throw people under the bus. But I think, do you remember a couple of shows ago when I said Virgil's fed up Liverpool, and I said, and I don't want to do the scaremonger thing, but he sounds like a guy that's pissed off. And I said, I'm not saying he's leaving, but they're pushing him to a place where he don't want to be, bro.
Virgil's a winner. This season has really annoyed him. Trust me, he's a winner.
I think there's a lot of things that's going on that's annoyed him. 100%. Yeah. 100. Look at the way he's talking about stuff behind the scenes. That's the captain, you know.
As long as Slot stays, we're fucked.
I think that's something we can all agree with. Right, let's hope these super chats and then get out of here. Arne says, big up, a season to forget in so many ways. Agreed. Trent says, if only Slot could clear his lines properly. I mean, Slot's got a lot of things to do, man. Goda says, man, them up deep what LFC journals mean when they keep saying mitigating circumstances, and also deep why they're going back to Slot in the summer hugely. Continuing the next post. Cliffhanger bar. Go dog. Cliffhangers, brothers. This is what we're doing now. Slot's been getting that's crazy. Slot's been getting some this season. His family's in the Netherlands. Liverpool plan to get Slot some fight. That's crazy. In the summer, set him up for next season. Better laugh than be miserable. You know I can't even read half that stuff out, bro. That's crazy.
You two have got children, yeah? So you can answer this question. I can't. How much do you, and I'm saying this loosely because you know I don't mean it, like, how much do you give a shit whether you're around your kids every day if the work commitments are worth it?
No, I massively do. But the difference with me, I'll be honest, no disrespect to Slot and his setup and all that, and I would never want to judge another parent or parents doing their job. If I'm taking a job abroad, though, I'm bringing my family with me.
No, but let's just say the wife is like, I'm not going. I'm totally cool with you going and getting a bag for a couple of years to set us up. I'm not going. The kids are in school. I'm not taking.
I could probably do it.
You go?
I
Could
don't-
you go?
I
from
don't
the
I
kids
don't
the way
think I could.
Slot
I don't
did?
think I could.
I could probably do it.
So if that's the case, then I think everyone needs to be a little bit more understanding of Slot's actual
No,
sacrifice.
no,
than
no,
being away
no,
from the
no.
family.
Because if I can't do it, then I'm not taking a job. You can't have your cake and eat it, bro.
But
No,
the
but
difference is,
if you was in the situation, Cal, where going abroad, mate, you could be Liverpool manager, you probably would. You would just
No.
really be upset about having to
No,
do it.
again, I'm only speaking for myself. I'm not judging anyone else or speaking for anyone else.
You
I'm
wouldn't
speaking as
take the
me.
Liverpool job if it meant you was
No.
going to be away from the family for a few years.
My family is more important than Liverpool Football Club, bro.
100%.
So
No. In the real scale of world, it is. But this is an opportunity that will never come around again.
and it's not meant for me, then, innit? Like, it's not meant for me. Like, I'm not leaving my family. I'm not leaving. But I've got young kids I need to raise, bro. So
I'll be real.
need
I
to be
probably
around
will
for
be
my
doing
young
what
kids.
Slot's doing. You see how Slot keep taking regular break to go back. When I said I could do it, I could do it, but I'd have to go back. Couldn't just act like they don't.
Exactly,
Like,
and that's what
well,
Slot is doing.
I
That's what I'm saying.
can't.
That's what he's
Drifty, I
doing.
can't then take the job and then
but
turn
he's
around. And be like,
failing.
I need to go back and see my family this amount of times. Like, it's either you take the job or you don't, innit?
He's
No, but I
failing.
don't
though.
think Slot is going back more than he should. I just think because we're playing badly, everyone's annoyed at it. I don't think
He's
he's
failing.
going back more than he
All
should.
right, let me put it like this
every
year.
week,
If
bro.
your man, sorry,
He hasn't been
if
going
your
back
man
every
that's
week.
got
Where's this story come
no,
from?
but what I'm saying, just quickly
common
though,
knowledge, bro.
No,
No,
I
alright,
haven't
maybe
heard
not
he's
every
been
week,
going
like the
back
whole
every
season.
week.
it's the
Not
simple
throughout the
though.
whole
A man
season,
is
but-
more powerful with his family. It's just like
He ain't
you don't
even
even
got time
imagine.
to go back every week.
If a man's got his family with him, he's gonna do way better than when his family's not with him. That's the wherever you think you're the best, you're the wickedest alpha. It don't matter. Your family behind you will give you the extra push that you need. Full stop. That's why, in my opinion,
Not for everyone, you know, Matt. There are actually some people who probably will see the family as a distraction and be able to do the job better. if they're
bro,
by
no,
themselves.
there's distraction.
Everyone's
Bro,
different.
not
No,
living
no,
with your
he's right,
family.
man.
For,
Fighters
he's
do that.
taking a 3-year deal. Yeah, he's taking a 3-year deal. He's not been with his family for like 2 years now. Yeah, bro. That first year, he might have been able to kind of like, all right, negate on rare. Bro, when shit gets deep now, things have happened. Remember, so you have to remember, a player's died. Yeah, there might be other stuff going on. For all we know, that there's other stuff going on with Arne Slot, bro. I'm just saying, I'm not trying to think, but like,
I'm lost in the point. As in, like,
what I'm saying, what I'm saying is, yeah, a man is always going to be more powerful with his family. Man can sit there and say, "Oh, I don't need them." Man can get on with life, rare, boom. But you have a family for a reason. Your family is going to help you get through whatever you're going through. So, if you haven't got
we're
that,
not talking about forever. Remember, we're talking about for 2 or 3 years.
no, but 2-3 years,
Staying time.
that's a long time, bro.
No, it is. But I believe in that short space of time in comparison with life, there are people who probably be like, you know what, babe, you stay here. I'm cool with that because you know what? Not having to worry about like day-to-day operating, it's going to be easier for me to concentrate on this big job. There are people who that would be the way they would look
I
at
understand.
it. Coming home to your kids every day might be a distraction when you've got to do team plans and you've got to figure out this. It might be like, you know what? Coming home to my own place is actually easier for me to concentrate on this job than having the children around.
No, but
If
what
you
I'm
can't
saying
juggle it,
is,
don't take the job then, Drift. If you can't juggle it, don't take the job.
No, but I don't think that is juggling. I think that's making a sacrifice, and the family are like, go get the bag.
But clearly, it's not working though because it's
but
not
it's the sacrifice
But
working.
we won the league last year.
Yeah, short term.
Exactly.
No, but wouldn't
That's
last year have been harder than this year?
No.
Time usually makes it easier to get used
Bro.
to. So wouldn't the first year have been more difficult
Bro,
than the second year?
Men can go off from work here. What I'm saying is, I'm not saying men can't go off from work and do what they did. 100%. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is though, it's gonna catch up of you. You're gonna have moments where you need your family and they're not there.
And
when they're not there, going through them dark moments, how's it gonna affect you? Remember, we're not Arne Slot, so I don't know how Arne Slot deals with like family matters and do you get like I don't know.
Yeah, everyone's different.
Everyone's different. But what I'm saying is, if his family haven't moved over and he's been over there for 3 years and he's got kind of like he hasn't got like his kids aren't adults. I'm just going to assume, and it's getting to an assumption.
Yeah,
it must be difficult for him.
My situation, yeah. If the
He's got
kids were
kids.
older, I might consider it, Drift.
Yeah, when it depends on the age, bro. Remember, if you're a
Yeah,
child,
but
if
if I'm not mistaken, his kids are all teenagers. They're not like young.
are they?
Yeah,
I
don't know.
Apparently, the reason the daughter couldn't leave is
Are
because
you
she was
sure?
like doing her exams or something. I swear that was one of the key things when he's like, my daughter's taking her exams, so I didn't want to like uproot her in the middle of. I swear that like they're teenagers, they're not.
All right, so let's say they're teenagers, but then let's say they're teenagers though. It probably does make it easier, but then I don't know. Every man's different. Some people don't mind doing the whole like, I'm doing what I'm doing it for the thing, whatever, boom, 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 leave me to it, and they're just cool with it, innit? They're cool. And you
I'm just saying, history has shown that for thousands of years, men have sacrificed family time to get the bag to bring home for the family. Right. So the money he would have been on at Feyenoord would have been nothing compared to Liverpool. So it would have been life-changing for the whole family. So the family would have probably said, and you know what? This is an assumption as well.
How many of these jobs?
Yeah, but even though he's sacrificing, you're acting like the man can't be like.
No, but remember, to be a Liverpool manager is a pinnacle of a career, and when it's all said and done, you want to be able to sit down and say you reached the peak of what you did.
Also
and in all honesty, your family.
This ain't a day job in an office or anything, Drift. This ain't a day job in an office or anything. This is as you said, the pinnacle. But with the pinnacle comes the most pressure and probably the most public, intense scrutiny you're ever going to see as well.
So maybe protect your family and keep them away from that then.
But if your ducks aren't in a row, Drift, and you're all right, case in point, all of these
managers. So are we assuming because he goes home a lot that he's unhappy? Because maybe his ducks are in a row.
No one says unhappy.
No one says he's unhappy.
No one says he's unhappy.
We're saying, for example, he said like get your ducks in a row. What would suggest they're not?
Because of how we're playing as a team and how he's been as a manager, bro.
Oh, sorry, I thought you meant his family life. Get his family life.
No, nothing to do with family life. I'm talking about his life currently as a Liverpool manager. And managers, the most successful managers will tell you this. You might have a day off. You're not really having a day off. The best managers don't switch off from football. There's a reason Klopp had to walk away from football. There's a reason Ferguson had to walk away from football. The top managers walk away from the game. They don't just have days off here and there because you can't. We as content creators,
all high-powered jobs are like that. I can't. All high-powered jobs you can't switch off.
If you're taking 3 days off in the middle of the week to go and chill with your family, from a family point of view, I get it, innit? But you're the Liverpool manager. So those 3 days out of the week
with them means he can't still like. At least he's in their presence now, but he might still be working on stuff on the phone. But now at least he can physically see his kids and give them a hug and whatnot.
Being a Liverpool manager is not a hybrid role, bro.
Oh, but we're talking about one moment in the season. He's not been doing it every week.
You're all in.
All right, your manager's on the phone. What's he doing on the training ground?
But the players are away.
Exactly, Drift, because he can't turn around to the players and be like, you need to stay here while I go and see my family.
No, I'm guessing he thought we all need a break because we're all fucked.
What, physically?
Will they look it? Do they not look like they can't run?
What, we're outrun by every single team virtually every game.
Yeah.
We're not effed in the slightest.
Look, I don't care about managers going on holiday when we're playing badly. Yes, it looks bad. But at the end of the day, I think it's a little bit weird to like make the assumption he always does this. If there's proof, I'll back down. But I've only heard he's gone back twice. One was in January and now this. I've never heard any other time he's gone back.
About the family team. Man goes a pat and again report. Bro,
I'm actually going to literally need
no banter. It's going to be for a few times, you know. It's going to be for a few times. Chat on my line. He's gone on holiday a few times. Like, we're not just talking back to Netherlands.
I heard once in January and the other day. I haven't heard any other time he's gone home.
Like,
so I don't know. I don't know about this. But
and imagine,
at the end of the day, I don't think going back to see his family now and again means he can't have the job. It's just last year it worked, this year it didn't. And if it really was an issue for him, I wouldn't put it past his family being like, look, we'll come to England then if it means that much to you. He is their husband, father, whatever. Like if he really sat down and went, guys, I'm struggling without you lot.
But they haven't.
Probably would come here and be with him.
But we're going to go with what we know, but they haven't. They stayed.
Because he probably isn't bothered. He probably is like, let me just get this done when then I'll be
every international break, he's gone. Whether he's gone to see family or Ibiza, no banter, he's actually gone.
Yeah, but So what? During the international break, the players are away. So he goes to see his family every now and again. I'm not going to be mad at him going to see his family. I'm not going to lie. That's one thing I'm not mad at him.
No. I'm not mad at him. No, you're missing my point. I'm not mad at him for seeing his family. Why would I be mad?
I don't even think there's an issue.
You're the one that's saying he should be cool doing what he's doing, not bunning the family, but like you're trying to sort things out. So how does that make sense?
I'm saying there's men out there who would be like, you know what? It's a distraction being around my family. Even though I miss them, it's a sacrifice to get the job done.
All I'm saying is, when we had other managers, and again, maybe social media, you wouldn't know that a manager or coach would, wherever he's going, you wouldn't notice it as much. The point being, and the case in point is this: when we won the league, he said vacation.
Yeah.
That's his persona, isn't it? That's him.
Some people had a problem with it.
No, that's him. So if he's saying we've won the league, boom, 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 we'll do what we're doing. Yeah, boom, go wherever you're going. We'll go beef or we're going there. Remember, the players went to different places to the coaching staff. Yeah, you now can't get mad at the players for not showing effort when he's gone and showed the players when the league is still on, you can still party.
No, I disagree with that because we won the league, so he technically gave them a reward.
Why do you think Liverpool fans love?
Because the discipline's not there.
Hold on. Why do you think Liverpool fans love Klopp so much?
Well, he's just a great man, isn't it?
Not go into detail, bro. What's the reason?
Well, no one give a shit about his personality if he didn't win on the pitch. So first and foremost, he was a brilliant manager.
That's not true. Before we won anything with Klopp, we were all in. Allow it, Drift, man. We were all in.
No, because we knew how good he was. He just proved it in Germany.
He proved it somewhere else. He didn't win his first trophy at Liverpool till 2019.
So you think that we would have let Klopp be the way he was and lose all the time? It was being a winner helped to why we loved. And then the personality was just so perfectly on top. It was a combination of all
understood the assignment from day one, bro.
You can't be the way Klopp
embodied himself with Liverpool. Arne Slot hasn't, bro.
Yeah, these two aren't comparable. They're not comparable at all.
Yeah.
But the point is, we loved Klopp for who he was as a person, but first and foremost, he was a winner. Because I remember when Klopp went through that season when he weren't doing too well, and I heard Klopp out. So as crazy as it seemed,
from a minority, Drift.
Bro, there were people in our own community that were saying Klopp out.
From a minority, Drift.
I still heard it, bro. I still heard it.
So we're using the minority as the barometer for the majority.
No, I'm just showing you what happens when you don't win. People start giving up on you.
Drift. Klopp came in 2015, right?
Yeah.
We didn't win our first trophy till 2019. Am I saying anything incorrect here?
No.
We lost the Carabao Cup final, then Europa League final, and we lost the Champions League final. We lost three finals. Did anyone once say Klopp out in that whole time?
Nope.
No, because they added the context.
Wait. We finished 8th in the league, 4th, and then 4th. Did anyone say Klopp out at that time?
No.
Why?
But you know what they did say?
Let me land. They didn't say Klopp out because he was shown on the full pitch that he was fully committed. The players were fully committed. There was year-on-year improvement. He immersed himself in the city, and he was one of us. One of us. Slot ain't the same. If you're a Liverpool manager, you got to be one of us. If you're not one of us, it ain't gonna work. Rafa Benitez, one of us. Took on the Hillsborough stuff. Rafa Benitez did that.
Guys, you're not going. This isn't what we were arguing.
But I literally just asked you, why was Klopp so loved by the club and by the fans?
but if Klopp was going on holiday, nobody would care because we loved him.
If you let me land, that's where I'm going. He weren't doing that. He wasn't doing that. Klopp weren't going on holiday.
No one would have cared. Right. I promise you, because we loved him, no one would have cared, bro. People only care what Slot's doing because we don't like him.
Nah, Jiff, they would have cared if we would have lost three finals and hearing that he's gone on holiday. I think they would have cared, Jiff.
He just wouldn't have done it, full stop.
Yeah.
He wouldn't have done it.
No, I get that.
He didn't do it. That's the point. No, that's the point. He doesn't do it, he didn't do it, and he wouldn't do it. Because he believes
in what we are trying to achieve. He believes wholeheartedly that he has to be fully in so that he can get the players to fully buy in. How can you tell a man to run through a brick wall for you if you're not willing to run through that brick wall yourself? That's what leaders are. Jordan Henderson had the backing of every single player in that team, not because he was more talented than them, not because he was bigger and stronger than them, because he proved on a day-to-day basis, whether it be in training or on the football pitch, I'm willing to work harder than everyone else here. So if you don't work hard, don't be here.
I agree with all of that.
So
but we weren't talking about Slot going on holiday.
Taking holidays.
We weren't talking about Slot going on holiday. We're talking about Slot going to see his family. And I think it's unfair to say going to see his family is a holiday. Going to see your family is not a holiday. Ibiza, yeah, we can have that conversation.
If they ain't got a problem with him going,
but going to see his family is not a holiday.
Fine.
Players,
that's fine.
But we were just talking about the other day. He went to see his family, and people saying that's wrong. I don't think you can call it going to.
No, that's not wrong.
Family or
I'm talking about Ibiza.
No, but that's changed. No, but now that's just become a little end point. The whole point we were talking about before was seeing your family and whether it was a good idea to be abroad and would you not be able to go away from your family. That was the whole premise of this conversation. We took it back to last year for some reason. That wasn't what we were talking about.
If it's not right for you, then don't take the job.
I don't think no one said it's not right for him. I just think people are being annoyed at him going to see his family because they want extra reasons to be annoyed at him.
I'm not looking for extra reasons.
To be fair, it wasn't even about him though. It was about
because that is what everyone's angry about. We're crap and it's his fault, so you shouldn't go and see your family.
No,
you shouldn't leave the country. You should be on the training ground.
You're missing the point. You're missing the whole point. The whole point was when Virgil brought up the whole family thing, I said he's going for the emotional aspect. Remember when I said sacrifices made every day? Drift, you said the same thing. You literally said, man, then make sacrifice for their family. And I said, like, listen, Virgil talking about family thing. I see what Virgil's trying to do here. We know you make sacrifices. Like people make sacrifices all the time. Then I also said, the problem is though, is that because the manager set precedent on terms of like going on holiday, and I refer back to Liverpool winning the league, then he can't really say nothing to the players, bro. That was my thing.
I mean, there's a massive difference between winning the league and being given the reward of going away and like just a random period during the middle of the season you're not doing well. They're not, for me, they're not even comparable. We didn't win the league, they wouldn't have gone away. That was a reward. Whether you agree with it or not, that was a reward. You did what we were supposed to do. You won the league. Here's a reward. Maybe it could have been delayed later on. I get it. But they're in the heat of the moment. It was his first season in England. He can't believe he's done this. He's won the league. Let's go away. Is it wrong? Probably on the face of things, yes. If you're going to say it's got to be yes or no, if it's wrong or right, I would say yes, it's wrong. Finish out the season and celebrate afterwards. But that was a reward. He didn't just tell the players you can go on a holiday randomly for no reason. So that isn't comparable to a period of this season where what the annoyance seems why we got here is there's reports during the week in the lead up to the Man U game, he went back to see his family. They're not the same. For me, they're not the same thing at all. So that's the only reason I'm defending him a little bit, because
I've got no problems with a man going to see his family. The problem is when you start bringing it up, like, in my opinion, what Virgil did. Because again, this
he was asked, man. You know, he didn't just come out of it. He was asked.
No, but bro, he's not going to be asked, what did you do in your spare time?
But he was still asked, so he answered the question he was asked.
No, what I'm saying is, Virgil, in my opinion, with Virgil was big up Virgil. Virgil, please take this the wrong way, but he might have seen it like, I'm going to say something to make people understand what's going on here.
If things aren't going right on the football pitch, what's the go-to situation to rectify that if we can't dip into the transfer market? We're in February. Things aren't going right on the pitch. What do you expect the manager to do?
I think Virgil's mentally checked out.
Well, you'd hope that he would coach and come up with a tactic.
Big up Virgil, man.
So do more on the training ground then, yeah?
I mean, with the time you have, we're playing every 3 days. I don't know how much time they get on.
They got Tom Little in the cut.
So if the manager's, Tom's just taking away, if the manager's not physically in the country, but yet we just had a game where we all sat here and said, yeah, we won the game, but boy, Woodman was man of the match, you know? Because we haven't been playing well, we aren't playing well. Wouldn't you expect the manager, if he loves his job so much and he believes in this system so much and everything, wouldn't you expect him to spend some extra time going through that now that we do have a week? Because
earlier on in the season, the complaint was, oh, we don't have enough time during the week because there's games, so we can't do too much on the training ground. Wouldn't you expect that now he has got time on the training ground? Wouldn't you expect him to go, well, now we've got time. Yeah, we're at these competitions. I'm not happy about that. But let me now utilize this time to try and get my message across more. Let me try and use this time to get some more knowledge into the players and show them different nuances and stuff. But if he's not here, how's he going to do that? So isn't that a little bit?
I agree with that. I don't think you're wrong with that.
So it's
apparently it was one day they had off, and didn't we have a week the week prior as well in training? Didn't we have a whole week to train last week? One day, is it that big of a deal for one day? I get your point. I don't think you're wrong, but one day, Virgil said they got one day off. He went to see his family. It's only an hour to Holland, by the way. He said
the players got one day off.
So why would we assume Slot got more than one day off?
There's a lot of
no,
stuff
we can't make that assumption. If the players got one day off, then that means that the manager got one day off, because if the players are back in, then they're back in at work, then why would Slot be away? So we have to use common sense and say the players got one day off, so Slot had one day off. And I don't think one day off is the worst thing in the world. I hear what you're saying. I'm just saying one day off isn't the worst thing in the world.
Genuine question. If it was just one day off, one, why would the media ask Virgil about the question? And then two, why did I hear Pep Guardiola ask about these questions, and he notoriously gives players time off as well?
Well, if people post on social media, then that's probably why it was asked. So Soboslai put up a picture, right? So it's probably, oh yeah.
This isn't just a 1 week. Hold on, this isn't just a 1 week thing, by the way. This has been going on for a while.
What has?
The whole taking trips and stuff like that, and it's been going on a while.
I need to see the real evidence of how often he goes away, though, because like I said, I've only seen 2 reports in January and last week. So like, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why all of a sudden it's like, oh, he always goes away or something. Like I don't know if that's even true. So I'm not going to talk about it. But one day in a week, I think it's because we're just playing so crap while everyone's so annoyed.
Fairs. CW says, cheer up, boys. Summer coming, go on holiday, F Slot. We'll see. Sam Max says, Slot stays, LFC are effed. He goes, same result. Should have got rid back in October. Poor decision from LFC. Also, they don't give a damn about trophies and legacy. I don't agree with that last bit, but Fairs. Trent says, I think our squad rebuild will be much better. It doesn't feel like it. Aminor says, pause on all of that. Yeah, it's a mad one, Aminor. Pete says, only replace Salah with Elise. If not, get a striker and another 10. Isak, Ekitike, third striker, Gakpo, Verts can all play as a 2 up top. Verts, Sobo, new 10 can play 10. I mean, changing formation could be another way around the whole situation as well. Lee says, bring back Kwanzaa. For me personally, no, not this summer.
We probably will.
I don't think we will this summer.
No, next year when it's cheaper.
I'd sell VVD only because we need the money, but we need a new defense not built around him. Aura and Twerk defending, not a role model anymore. Honestly, to that question, if we sell Virgil, who are you bringing in? That's genuinely my question. Not even saying
you wouldn't get that much money from him because of his age.
Vitu says, when it's all said and done, people ask questions given wages they're on. Isak on 250 and Ekitike on 200. We can't afford not to get 20 goals a season from either, literally. I hear that as well. Calzino says a lot of injuries are down to a lack of training intensity and conditioning. For example, Ekitike plus players gassed after 60 minutes. Facts.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Rui says winning matches and trophies are better than winning a transfer window. Other seasons, United, Chelsea, Arsenal, etc., spent big but won nothing. Very true as well. Vitu says, given Isak and Ekitike, we should go all out for Junior Kopish. Fantastic player, by the way. He's on 20k a week. Give him a 6-year deal, 60 to 80k, and if he scores more than both, tough calls can be made. Kopish is a fantastic player.
He's only had one good season as well, though, so it's the same premise.
Hear that, but he's done it in the Prem, so it's slightly different from a Diamande.
Yeah, there's less risk. Yeah.
Rui says, hope Isak is now a version of Torres at Chelsea. Hope so too.
I don't know, bro.
Vitu says, forget Alvarez, sign the next one. Junior Krupi is the next Alvarez. Man City want him for a reason. We need to beat them. We have the wages to do so since Salah and Robbo are leaving. See, get Krupi, that's a very good signing for them. Big says, Wildshire, Endrick is the best option on loan. I agree with that. I just think Endrick goes back to Real Madrid and becomes a starter.
He is going back to Madrid.
Goda, Mandem, if it's one thing, Mandem is one thing being on Fraud Watch by rival fans. They're motivated by wanting to see all players fail. It's another being on Fraud Watch by your own fan base. And I think all of our summer signings are in that category.
Apart from Kirkes.
I don't think.
And Mamadashvili and Kirkes ain't in that category, but I can't argue about that. No, Ekitike's not on Fraud Watch, but I definitely think people are a bit over-gassing Ekitike.
Definitely not on Fraud Watch. How can he be on Fraud Watch? He's not even close.
No, he's not on Fraud Watch. But I definitely think people got a little bit carried away with, like, overly gassing.
Yeah, maybe,
like,
but
he has had a good season, but he hasn't had a brilliant season.
He's had a good season. It's just kind of fizzled out, though. But he's had a good season, in my opinion.
There was still a lot of periods in the season when he was ineffective. So,
and there's a lot of times when he actually saved us.
Vitu, I don't know, guys. I love Jones, but let's not be emotional. He's not taking the next step. If Jones goes, I'd be fine with Wharton plus more. He actually does what Jones doesn't, pass and release quickly. On that, Vitu, so I agree Jones doesn't release the ball quickly. I might be, again, in the minority here. I think you get an appreciation for what Jones does when you maybe watch the game back. And again, I'm a bit of a nerd, so I do watch games back. In the moment when you watch Jones play, it's very edge of your seat stuff because he does hold onto the ball sometimes, and then he'll make a pass and he'll get to the player, but you're like, flipping hell, Jones, why did you do that? But ultimately, it got to the player. When you actually watch it back, when you're less emotional, you actually see the brilliance of some of the things he does. But at the same time, it's a good and a bad thing because he's a midfielder that will take a risk. But with that risk, sometimes comes reward, sometimes comes a backlash. Again, passing the ball and releasing it quickly is my main issue with Curtis Jones. And yesterday he did a silly flick when we're flipping chasing a game and the ball comes to him in the air and he tries to do a flick. He needs to iron those things out of his game. But in terms of his actual passing ability, I think he's massively slept on because he doesn't do the Hollywood passing. But in terms of fizzing the ball through the lines, he's very good at that, in my opinion.
Yeah, Jones is a very good passer of the ball. Very good.
Not as good as Wharton, but he's very good at it. Goda says, one thing I don't get with all the names we've been linked with and the names we signed last summer, why are we looking at PR players? It's one thing for Slot to try this mad total Dutch football, but what is Hughes' excuse? I keep on saying this, Hughes and Slot are working together. This whole notion that Hughes is just telling Slot who to sign or whatever, they work together. Slot's even come out and spoken about it several times. Vitu says it's simple. Wharton plus a ball-winning DM, bye-bye Jones and McAllister. Anything less is heck no. That's upgrading that pair big time. Again, I'd be upset if we sold Jones for a multitude of reasons, but I also do think we should get a ball-winning midfielder. Matt's hairline, wow, it's been a while. Matt, did you get the hat buckle extender I sent you? Yeah, you're definitely back, Matt's hairline. Vitu says attacking wages, Isak and Gakpo on 250k versus Ekitike on 200k. That's already 900k weekly wages. We're not signing Barcola. Think it's FSG. New signings would have to make less than 100k. We're also losing Salah though. Salah's 400k a week gone. So we definitely have, and Robbo's on like 160 if I'm not mistaken. So wages will be fine.
We hope they use that logic, yeah.
And I'm not saying whether they will use it or not, but in terms of not being able to afford the wages, that we definitely can. Matt's hairline says, Cal, Elise to LFC or your beard being fully grown. Yeah, but he's back. Big up yourself, Matt's hairline. Welcome back, man. We've missed you. Sully says, Bowen starts over Diamande on the right currently, but obviously Diamande has a way higher ceiling. AMD, big up yourself, says, big up Kings. Prayers for family as well. Big up yourself, man. Rewatched a classic the other day, coming to America, and thought about McDonald's versus McDowell's. Made me think about Wingstop versus Matt franchise Wingnut. Stay blessed, Kings. You got yourself. Matt's hairline says Matt.
Hey, that's a shout, Matt. Open up a wing shop, yes?
I didn't know
No,
they
just
made
call it the Wing Wizard.
Didn't know they made 4 XL shirts at Primark. Matt's actually lost weight. Then goes on to say, Matt the Wing Wizard, only at Morley's though, my goat. Right. You've been away for a while. You're making up for lost time, man. Ash says, does Sobo worry you as a future captain? Feels immature, gets rattled easily. I don't know, just very emotional. Him doing the point at the Premier League badge yesterday, I thought was really ridiculous. I'm going to be honest. Very ridiculous. I'm like, bro, you Premier League champions for a couple more weeks. AM says, I don't know what Virgil's waffling about. Most of these players drop their kids in school before training and are home in time to see them. That's true.
I don't know if that is true.
No, that is literally true.
Whenever I've seen stories about footballers, it's always the wife who does all of that stuff. So I don't know that to be true. But
big up to Halftime Hooks. Hope you're well, brother.
Hey, big up Halftime Hooks, you know. Hey.
Slot
winning the league puts you in a good mood. I see it.
I ain't spoke to Hooks for a minute. Big up Hooks, the hot. Everything's all blessed, my bro.
John Henry has spoken, sent Matt the quote. Have you got that?
Yeah,
quote,
he did. The quote is
I'll read this while you get the quote then. Honestly says Bun Slot, but I think he goes Holland to see his family. His kids are still in school over there. He doesn't got his family here, if I'm not mistaken. That is, yeah, that's what we're discussing, bro.
I got the quote. Fans get frustrated. The Sox look terrible for their first 25 games. I remember a plane flying overhead when we, LFC, were beating Manchester United 7-0 that read FSG out. It doesn't mean you ignore them. It means you work harder. You don't settle for mediocrity. You have to win.
Where was that 4 or 5 months ago then?
Maybe they got a plan. I don't know.
We all know John Henry is capable of an apology here and there when he says the wrong thing. So I'll take that with a pinch of salt.
YP says, I really need fallopian tube not to be a flop. I don't even know who that's referring to.
That is mental.
Damn, who the fuck is fallopian tube?
I don't know who that is, bro.
I have no idea. All right, boys, we're gonna wrap up there. Anything you want to say to people before we head off?
Yeah, I'm doing a graveyard shift tomorrow. Arsenal versus Atletico. If I don't watch some garbage football, and hopefully see Arsenal lose. Bigger halftime Hooks. Hopefully Atletico can do the job tomorrow. Julian Alvarez, we need a performance. Come join me tomorrow. Yeah,
you know we're only a Bayern Munich away from Arsenal doing the double. That's a wild world, you know.
Atletico will stop them, in my opinion. Atletico will stop
it.
I've got faith.
And PSG without their fullbacks can't stop Arsenal either. They'll jam their way through.
This is your striker, Julian Alvarez.
No, but it's not just about him.
You can't stop Arsenal.
The rest of the team's trash. It's not just about him.
No, they're not trash, bro. They got players. They just might not have like what. Lookman's not a player. Griezmann can't ball out.
Well, he dropped the ball the other day. He should have scored at least one.
Bro, it's 1-1. Atletico.
I guarantee you. I
catch me there. Oops, hopefully I'll see you there as well. Yeah.
But
done already.
We'll see it. Oh my god, Alvarez is injured.
Yeah, it's done. What? Good luck with the game.
You're lying. You're actually lying.
Oh man.
I don't believe that. I ain't seen nothing about Alvarez being injured.
Right. No, bro. So if that's trolling, then that's mad. Bro.
That's trolling, bro. That's one person, fam.
Well, look, people, do smash the like button. Please subscribe if you're new to the channel. Make sure you check out our sponsors, OK Jersey, as well. Back tomorrow for I'm going to do a Prem Roundup show, etc. So look out for that and switch the notification bell. And let us know your thoughts in the comment section, people. Enough love to you all. Thank you all for watching, listening, and joining us. Till we see you again. Stay safe, stay blessed. With Kopish. All right, people. Take care.
Peace.